then I need you to put look at this monitor. I want to put a TV up in the living room area. So I need you to look at that. How you doing? Love you.
You said that.
Okay. Okay. You got Sandra's number, right? Okay, I'm gonna text it to you. I'll text it to you. All right. All right. You ready?
This must be a delay on it, you know. Oh shit. Life is easy. We just make it hard.
Fli-City now make some noise. Random corners pushing packs. Looking back, hand ups, ain't seen no pass. Fli-City got a city tax. Body bags, ski masks. Crying waves, I speak to God. City giving richer vibes. Beat knocks through the speaker box. Won't speak a lot, just move around. Water dirty, streets dirty, whip clean. We okay, we grew up off survival schemes. Rider dreams, Lion King. The jungle seems like peace to me. Struggle led to victories, now picture me. 6 months out, I'm on my feet. On the business. Talks with Maddie on the business, run the city, leak with all the owners in it. Minus since we bless the city with our agenda. Hustlers, open finish, all ideas is open to us. Just push your lane, this crooked man, and we straighten out, but they tearing down. North side, south side, east side, west side, peace signs. We try to get this city, get west side, north side, south side, east side, west side, Fli-City, that's south side, east side, Fli-City got some dogs in it. Dogs in it, Fli-City come off authentic. We light it up like arsenic sauce in the sauce. We light it up like arsenic sauce in the sauce. Fli-City got some dogs in it. Fli-City come off authentic. We light it up like arsenic sauce in the sauce. We light it up like arsenic sauce in the sauce.
My city experiencing the transition from penny pinching, maximizing our dollars, multiply triple digits. I came a long way from baby jars in a project kitchen. Nowadays I read grab charts and just mind my business. All praise to the Most High, how this young king living. Resurrecting the spirit of Osiris, how I'm living. Hustle and motivate your local hope dealer. I'm on tour right now, and I'm dope with it. They lied to us, stole assets, still in crisis mode. Water warriors like 1,000 we will not fold. I'm sick of fugazi leaders and career politicians. The father said people perish due to lack of vision. It's time to ride Black Lives, baby, it's on the flow. Bet it back, no 9 to 5, only 10 to 4. A city of monsters, a bunch of go-getters. We don't rock with starters, we too authentic. Authentic starters, we too authentic. We don't rock with 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 starters, we too authentic.
All the misery that continues to try to inflict and impel our community. There's got to be many of us that's got to be the light. We have to be the change that we want to see. Even though sometimes, NA and AA have that saying about, having faith in the unseen, and manifesting it, even though you don't see it right now. That's the faith we got to have, dealing with our community, because we are going to die one day, but we definitely can choose to live. And how we're going to live, how we're going to engage in our anger and our disappointment, how we're going to break some of these cycles and being totally attacked, by, outside forces and inside forces. So again, it's just it's a pleasure to be with our community tonight. We was trying to make sure we had some reporters or people out in the community that was going to be calling in to give us a kind of vibe, a kind of feel of, what's going on around the precincts. What are the numbers are looking like and how the people are looking.
Well, thank you, brother Roberts.
Yes,
We was
sir.
out there running around checking and reporting live. We just came from the Fifth Ward,
Mm-hmm.
where we was at Christ Fellowship,
Okay.
which is in the Fifth Ward, and just really kind of looking at the numbers over there. It's three precincts over there at Christ Fellowship. 28, I want to say 29, 31.
Okay.
And so what I got back as far as the feedback, it looks like we got at least about 350. Um, we got 350 ballots today. I guess we'll say 350 was the numbers that they previously just gave.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have absentee ballots that were sent in,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't know that count yet. But I did see some cars in the driveway, and I think I'm optimistic like you. I'm thinking hopefully we had another 800 folks that came in after I left and really made their voice count and it made it make sense for the city of Flint and looking
Mm-hmm.
at being a part of the solution and not just talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then also we did ride by Dual Rider. We was able to connect over there and see what's going on. Those numbers were a little lower.
Oh,
It was
okay.
it was about like 200. We'll say 200. And that was at Dual Rider, and they had two precincts in there. And so people in the fifth, that was once again these are low numbers, and we should have thousands of people out there during the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm optimistic to see
Right,
what
right.
those last numbers look like.
Mm-hmm. And then again, and the population of the city is 80,000, right?
The population is 80,000. You got about
Mm-hmm.
75,000 eligible voters.
Okay.
Um, so we needed all 75 to step up.
Mm-hmm. And that's something that again, I was telling our technician earlier today about how you may be a little younger, know this, but I remember back when I was younger, back in the 70s and 80s, how there was such a push from all facets of the community that would bring buses
Mm-hmm.
and different churches and I mean getting out the vote. I mean it was a serious collective concerted orchestrated effort from
Mm-hmm.
the Urban League, NAACP,
Come on now.
from the Elks Club, the
Come on.
fraternities, the churches. I mean the list go on and on and on as far as collectively how important that vote really meant back then,
You know what? Even though I was young, I was part of all that, right? And I think I used to see those vans going around the neighborhood, just making sure that they picked up folks who didn't have transportation going to different precincts. You had a different type of energy going on. I used to see laundry lines of people out there ready to cast their ballot and really do something and really just be a part of the whole process. And so, what I have, been getting back, I guess, reflecting about what the calls that I've made today and just the people I spoke with and just the conversations going on in the community. People just tired. I think folks are just feeling like it's at a hopelessness, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel like their voice matter. They don't feel like nothing is going to change. They feel like that we ain't got the right people that's going up for elections this time. So,
Mm-hmm.
but my answer to this is I understand all that. I'm tired too. I mean, I feel like um, being bamboozled over these years. You just get worn out. But that's what the fight is about,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you
Mm-hmm.
talking about standing strong and standing in the gap
Mm-hmm.
and being everything that we need or being everything that our community will envision us to be, that means doing the things that's uncomfortable or doing the things that ain't that's unpopular or standing out there in the cold and feel like even when your voice don't matter, you still out there gonna cast your ballot
Right, right.
because
Mm-hmm.
our ancestors fought for this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I would be doing them a disservice if I didn't show up, or if I didn't vote, or if I didn't tell, or take my children or show the young folks, hey, this is the democratic process of going about it and getting the right people involved and establishing leadership. So I think those are the things that we look at, and that was the conversation that I was trying to give back and give some sense of hope, like we're talking about,
Yeah.
but inspire people
Mm-hmm.
still through all the madness, through all this nonsense that go on,
Mm-hmm.
still engage.
Now, when you say that, I mean, you touched on a few things that were very, very important when we think about, three generations.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to a time when we were picking cotton and considered three-fifths of a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think, that we are truly suffering from a delusion of inclusion that after 1965, the Voting Right Act was passed?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so, do you think right then was the epicenter of us feeling that we have been accepted, and so we became docile and re-enslaved?
I think we did become to. We felt like we arrived. It's like it's feel like some sense of
Victory.
small win, if you call
Okay.
it right.
Mhm.
We accept the small stuff, right? You accept a slice of bread when you can have the whole loaf.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And that's what we've done, this far. And when we get those small wins, like we get the voting act passed, we think that we can sit back for 25 years until it's time to be recertified and then come back again and fight for it again.
Mhm.
But that's not how this thing works. It's like it's always saying, like, we have to continue to keep inching forward, always fight. Every day we fighting about something. Every day we trying to get what we what we deserve. Every day we should be looking at where we putting a stance down, because I don't want my children going through this type of stuff. I don't know what we going through right now. I just like it's just so frustrating, and we ain't got nowhere, so there's no reason to be content and thinking that we arrived.
I think what's crucial if you look at, the timeline, that's why history is so important. And that's why they don't want to teach real history. Because
Hmm.
if you look at 1965 and you codify that, and with a caveat to say that we wanted to uh, walk hand in hand like Dr. King,
Hmm.
our communities were destroyed. We did not integrate another community, they integrated our community, right?
Right.
So that integration piece,
Hmm.
and then they went and got some Chaldeans to come in and get the gas stations, liquor stores, and all that piece, right?
Right.
Because that was intentionally done, right?
Of
So
course.
they did that so we wouldn't have no generational wealth.
Right.
We couldn't build no foundation, right?
Right.
Locally in our community,
Hmm.
uh, dropped a bomb on St. John, destroyed St. John and other communities around the country
Right.
with the Eisenhower with the expressway.
Hmm.
So what we are seeing today is results of a concerted effort
Hmm.
to destroy our foundational understanding about community,
Hmm.
self power, and self preservation in that community, building of generational wealth.
Hmm.
And then we've been so caught up to get a degree and to be a part of graduating with a PhD, but don't own nothing. We are strapped with debt after going to school to get a PhD or a master's degree,
Hmm.
and then we are strapped with debt to pay off our degree loan, and then they still won't hire us, and we got a master's and a doctor's degree.
I mean,
So who fault was that?
you just broke it down in a
Man,
sense. You just broke it down in a sense right there,
but don't
right?
own nothing.
You know.
Wait, stop right.
Mhm.
Instead of, how did you change that where you would go get a business, maybe go to night school, but get something that's tangible that you can leave a legacy and build on, and go to school, but you put all your baskets, eggs in one basket, saying, I'm gonna get this degree, I'm gonna get this degree, I'm gonna get this or there at this level. When right now over here at Durant Torrey Mott School,
Mhm.
they got 30 teachers over there, only 3 are black. How did that work? You got 30 teachers at a predominantly black school, and only 3 are black.
And
How do
that,
we get there, man?
we ain't what have we done? What work are we putting in? What are we doing? Like, as people, what are we even really doing? What was the last win that we had? That's a real question we gotta ask ourselves.
Barack Obama?
That wasn't even a win. Like, what real, that was so symbolic. And you see when he came to Northwestern, he drunk the water.
Unacceptable.
He drinking the Kool-Aid.
Unacceptable.
So we gotta ask ourselves, what are we really doing for the culture? What have we put down? You talk a lot about Fannie Lou Hamer,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
She's
Ella
been out
Baker.
there fighting.
Come on
They
now.
was tired, and they was tired
Tired.
too.
Tired.
They
Getting
kept
beat. Listen, getting beat.
right.
2 officers beat her to
Mm-hmm.
almost she died. 2 black officers
Mm-hmm.
beat this woman.
That's where we at. We
Man.
beating on ourselves. I'm sick and tired of us. I think you know what I'm saying. It come down to it that we ain't doing nothing, but we always complaining about something. And then we got people that look like us out here running around with this circus, and then everybody laughing at them like a whole clown show. And people who take this stuff serious, you make our skin crawl. Like you make the hair on my neck stand up.
Come on.
Just watching you just do this foolishness, going out here, running around here campaigning for these nonsense, these fugazi people, and that ain't gonna do nothing for you or this community. And y'all don't even have no investment in this community. It's like, you know what I'm saying? That stuff is sickening. And so, you talk about what wins we had. We ain't did nothing. We've been asleep.
Mm,
We've been asleep for 20 years.
mm,
Since Martin Luther King, Malcolm X them passed away, we've been asleep.
mm.
Ain't nobody talk about nothing. Ain't nobody standing up for nothing. Ain't nobody standing for nothing. And then you sitting up here wondering why our kids don't got a school to go through in our neighborhood. You wonder why anybody can get employment around in your area. You
Mm-hmm.
wonder why you still getting a sad excuse for a payout for being poisoned.
Mm.
Like, man, ain't nobody saying nothing. Then you elect these same folks because of name recognition. You ain't even did your homework to even sit up here and know who you voting for.
Know who you voting
And then you want to cry about, what I'm saying, you don't want to get involved, you don't want to vote, but your ass didn't even show up. You ain't even talk to these people.
for. Mm.
That's where we are. And it's like we can complain all day. But if we ain't sitting up here doing nothing about it, man, you need to shut up.
I think that's crucial. What we need to do now going forward after tonight, because I was thinking, what will tomorrow look like? What is November the 3rd going to really look like? You think about the art of war, Sun Tzu, and what he talks about when even with Bruce Lee say become like water. And you think about the mentality of a person that intentionally is going to be Clarence with the good hair, along with Becky and Karen with the good hair. And they look just like you and I. And so the Panthers had it right. The Panthers was clear about having a conversation. And then after you didn't hear us, then there had to be some other thing, measures taken. And I think that's where we need to go.
Man, I mean, and to be honest, we was
I'm
talking
for
with
real
some
talk,
we
man.
were talking with some brothers earlier, man. Listen, they like, man, listen, I'm not voting. I'm not doing none of that stuff, man. When you ready to burn some stuff down, then call me. And I think you know what I'm saying. Like, and you try to talk to folks, you try to talk civilized. You always say, listen, man, it's a process, a democratic way we try to go about this, and we trying to do it the way that makes sense and through a system. But man, sometimes, man, you know what? And the gloves come off. The frustrating's at an all time high and you ready to just take some stuff down because that's where it's at. If you're back against the wall all day, every day, you're back against the wall 24/7, 365, and you sit up here, don't see no light at the end of the tunnel, then you have to wonder, like, what else is for me to do?
Yeah.
What else can I do? I done advocated, I didn't demonstrate it, protest about bull crap. You step out there, you talk to these legislators, Kildy, you talk to
Mm.
Ananik, you talk to the sad excuse of a mayor that we got in this city, and you talk to all these people, you talk even our council, you talk to our people, but nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. They get you to run around every time, and you know what I'm saying, and nothing really happens. I'm sick of Layton and them downtown. I'm sick of the sheriff and Swanson's foolishness. I'm sick of everybody. I'm sick of our people.
I
It's just
know.
like it's at the point where it's like, man, you know what? It's something that's gonna happen, and it's unfortunate that it's gonna be like that. But you know what? We had the opportunity to make a difference. We had a chance to make a change, and we didn't do it.
I think when you say about any type of burning anything down, we have to be specific and clear because it's not physical burning, so the audience can understand where we come in. Is metaphorically speaking. We try to say certain words or certain terminology to really spark the mind of our community to engage, because the real burning is boycotting. Our only power that we really have is stop spending our dollars in a system that's diametrically opposed to our existence. And when we look at what does that look like? That looks like this. Tomorrow, tonight, NFL players no longer are playing any football. Cancel all NBA games. Ain't no Jay-Z and all that halftime garbage at the Super Bowl. Just cowards, man. Saying that because we got to understand the game is like the matrix. Once you understand the game, then you got to understand how to play the game. And so often we come to the game late and we don't do no studying, because really, guys, our only burning equipment that we really have as a collective of black people, only 13% of this population in this country is our dollar. That's our real power. Right now, General Motors spend less than 2% of their revenue to advertise in any form, in any media form, with black media. Less than 2%. But we spend 37% of our dollars go to buying General Motors cars. Y'all think about that, man. When you want to say burning something, It's about stop spending our dollars in systems and places that is not supporting us, that is not an ally to us, and we're not building community and generational wealth. So I understand and I feel your frustration, little brother. I do think that uh, it's got to be a bold movement across the country about shutting this country down financially. That's the answer. All this other, because one thing white people are clear about, their God is money. That's their God, man. They God, man. The white Jesus is the white is the money. That's their Jesus. The money is their Jesus, baby. Man, you cut that money off. You
Mm-hmm.
think they crazy about Trump now? Cut that money off. See what they gonna do. They
Mm-hmm.
gonna be bending over backwards. They gonna be in your community, in your face. You think the police crazy? Nah. Don't. If we was not on the street over the weekend, think of that. No black people at Club Sunoco. No black people up at next. What's next? It's just a ghost town. Everybody at home because we saving our money. We are strategized to take it to another level. That's what we got to start doing, man. We can't be projecting and telling the enemy what we're gonna do. We got to start doing some things like I say, the Panthers, Akhenaken, back in the day, the Kemetic people. Man, we got to do some stuff that has been done before. None is new. If you think about Wilmington, North Carolina, um, uh, 1912, 1921, Tulsa, Oklahoma, um, um, Rosewood, 1773, 1873, the Kovacs massacre, 1919, Elaine, Arkansas. I mean, the list go on and on and on because after 1865, good, we was cut loose, we was on our own, so we had to make it out of nothing. We made it something out of nothing, guys. So that means that we some bad people. We are some amazing people.
But
And I
our
think,
people don't realize that. That's the unfortunate thing, and we try to preach that right in front of their face. And you people historically have done that. Talked about how of a great glorious past we come from. Talk about where we have to unify as one to come together. Talk about putting our affairs together. When we talk about being educated, having our own economic base, and establishing that unity. When we talk about public health and community activities. But like the thing is this, man, like what I'm saying, it's like it's a population of us work. Of our population, it's a few of us that's out here working and doing the thing, and commend to all of them, right? But then there's all our people too, man, that just lagging behind, man, and just really waiting on some stuff, just really want to go ahead and throw some salt in the game. That really don't care about, the care about the culture, care about the people, care about the community champions that came before them. So, man, we got some real things with not loving ourselves and not really appreciating and respecting ourselves and what we represent. That be our problem. A whole lot of that had to do with not loving ourselves.
mm-hmm,
Like every group of people, like you just talked about the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans will never come in here and be disunified. They know that they had to come in here and be unified
come
together.
on now,
That's why they own the store. That's why they don't pay taxes for 7 years and they put another one
come
in
on,
and they all stay in the same house. It's
come
10 of them
on.
stay in one house.
Yes,
But they
sir.
all binding together because they know in 10 years, hey, I'm gonna have a store or I'm gonna be able to move out of here and I'm gonna have my own. I'm have enough saved up to buy my own house.
And
Right.
we jealous of our neighbor. We jealous of our next door neighbor. We jealous of our sister, our brothers. We don't even have nothing. And the epitome of what you just said is right now they got that boy that shot those two people up in Wisconsin, murdered and wounded another person, and they trying to let this young white boy get off. And you think about the totality when you look
Which
at
one?
the young boy. What
You talking about Kyle
Wittenheiser?
Rittenhouse? Oh yeah, yeah. You talking about the judge didn't allow them to call him a didn't call, they didn't allow.
Victim.
No, they couldn't call the people. They can call the people rioters and looters, but they can't call him um can't call him a killer or
They,
something like that.
they couldn't call the victims that were shot and killed victims,
Right,
and they can call them rioters and looters.
right.
And again, they're saying that there's a caveat to that because they got to do some research to see. They don't even know what these people that were murdered and shot, what their status was that night, right? So this is a judge that's already, to me, is doing an illegal.
Hmm.
he's in a court and laying down some rules in his courtroom
Mm.
that should be illegal off the top. Just like George Zimmerman should not be walking around live today, he should be dead.
They can't switch it. They can't switch the judge.
They they should be able, and that's what Eric Garland must do. The Attorney General needs to step in because what's going on is a miscarriage of justice. That's what's got to happen. Eric Garland got to step in because this judge is out of control. You
He's
can't.
already setting the tone.
Yes, for this boy to get off.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that the boy was acting in self-defense. He's gonna go from Illinois, a 16-year-old kid with an AK-47, and his mother driving him all the way to Wisconsin, and he acting in self-defense.
Mhm.
Boy, that's some bold, man. And that's what you see. You see the kahunas? That's real kahunas, man.
No,
I
that
can do what I want to do. And you Negroes, I don't care. Y'all Negroes better go on. We and see that's where we are. When you think about our own community, this is where you are when you talk about Swanson and you talk about David Layton and you talk about Dan Kildee. This
Mhm.
this whole system is predicated on diametrically destroying anything that got to do with blackness.
I got a question for both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all feel about the blacks that you see, council people, standing next to these people that you see, Kildee, Sheriff Swanson, basically all the people that's not helping the black people?
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we've been talking about this whole time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's pitiful, but that's what we do, man. We want to be for the photo ops. We want to be all for the song and dance, shuck and jive, all that garbage ass stuff. That's what we on. That's what our problem is. Ain't nobody really serious. They really just looking at it for themselves. Any folks that do that and that you know that them people don't represent your community or they're not supporting your community. We talked to Dan Kildee so many times on different issues, man. We done had conversations. I'm tired of talking to him. I'm tired of sitting up here looking around, you know what I'm saying? We funding all these other folks, man, that's getting all this stuff, man, but we doing the real work, man. I'm sick and tired of that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new that I ain't said. This stuff I say to him. This stuff I would say, that's why I'm sitting at the table with Swanson. I can't sit around no type of stuff like that, knowing we getting all these letters from the county jail, what's going on down there. And we supposed to be sitting around each other, smiling and taking pictures. Like it's something going on. I would be crazy. And I would expect them to look at me crazy. So that's how we be looking at them folks. It's that we ain't got no real seriousness about us. It's nothing that binds us and keep us strong together like that. And I can't even fully blame us all like that, man, because we are beating people. It's like we are just like we have been beaten, we have to submission. It's like they didn't set this stuff down. We've been enslaved for 400 years. We sat up here, don't have, they took us away from our culture, took us away from our heritage, right? If you want to kill a nation off, kill all the elders off, you put all these young people, you take all these young people away from their culture and from their connection. They don't even know themselves. So now you just over here just trying to figure it out. And then we put these extra systems in place that's really gonna hinder you. So it's like, man, come on, man. It's like I will be like, all right, well, I'm just like tired. I'm tired of even saying that we Democrats. I'm sick of that stuff. We just look crazy. And you sitting up here want to you got this Joe Manchin up in there, who is a Dixie crack all the way down the board. He's sitting up here holding up the vote. Where the fool come from a heavily populated Republican state. So his mindset is altered in some form of a way. He ain't really for no people. He ain't really for the cause. He ain't really trying to make no difference. Them people all on the Senate floor and the Congress, they all millionaires. They could care less about the people. They making the laws, but they sitting fat. They ain't got none of these issues that they got to worry about. And they get in position, whether it's handed down to them or it's inherited or because of family name. But there's really no representation coming from this system. That's why I say, like, when you talk about burning it down, I'm talking about really like disowning ourselves from that system, and then really like it get down to it. We really got to get on some stuff, and that's how we have to really shake it. And until we become a threat like that, ain't nobody taking us serious. We ain't got no money to bag it up. I'm talking about as a nation, we ain't got no money to bag it up.
And that's
Money is power.
and that's where I was going to go to answer your question. Is where he ended. We come to this game or to this fight with no money, with no power. And so in the art of war, Sun Tzu says specifically, power only respect power. So we already come to the fight with no power. So why do they have to negotiate with us? Why do they have to care about us voting, us living, us working,
Why?
us dying? Why?
And
We
then
were brought here, we were brought here to pick cotton and die. We were not brought here to do anything other than pick cotton and die. We were not brought here to do anything else but pick cotton, and there's no more cotton. So there's no more need for black people. So they're making that clear about across the board. And remember, in 1861, there were over four. In 1861, there were over 4 million black people in 1861. Uh, and the slave economy, the cotton slave economy, ran the whole country from the south to the north. Everything was run, even when you're dealing with rum, corn, food, however you want, industry was basically everything. Cotton was king. Cotton was the boss. Uh, Today, when you think about those 4 million people that were enslaved, today in 2021, we have over 7 million people locked up in prison or on probation, which generate over $300 billion annually. So we are a commodity. We are a business, and the Justice Department of the United States is feeding and gaining its wealth off the misery, the suffering, and all of the laws that are put in place that penalize black and brown people. And then we have a sprinkling of those house Negroes that the LeBron James and these Kanye West and these Jay-Z's with crumbs. Because from 1990, y'all, listen to me, from 1990, in 1990, there was 64 billionaires in America. In 2021, there's over 700 billionaires in America, and not one of them are black. Holla
Apologize for that.
Oh yeah, and I was rudely interrupted when I was flaming a little bit here with my 1.5 trillion dollars is what black people generate in this country a year, and every penny of that 1.5 trillion dollar does not stay in our community. And again, to answer our technicians, the audience question as far as, and it was a good answer, because when you think about, you know, what is going on, what power do we really have? What power? What can we really do? What power? When you think about photo ops like Steve Harvey with Donald Trump, the photo ops that our people engage in. And you guys know this by being human beings, everyone wants to be connected to somebody fabulous, or that has the bag, or that has the jewelry in their mouth. So we got to understand the pathology of this thinking, because before, I think before 1950s, back in the 30s and 40s, we wasn't thirsting for the bag. Our bag was communal. Before then, we wasn't prostituting ourselves the way we're prostituting ourselves today. Um, I would really encourage you guys to check out Colin Kaepernick in Black and White. I think it's very profound the way Duvernay they put that together. But specifically, power only respect power. So we do our Sammy Davis Jr. We song and dance with the devil, like Prince say. We dance with the devil because the devil got the bag. So that's why Maurice Davis. That's why you see many of our um, uh, brown house Negro people hanging out with white people with the bag, because they'll do anything for the bag. Throughout the history of black people for 500 years, we've always sold each other out for the bag. And then before I tag my sister, what's your name, sister? Come on, get in here. Dr. Shay coming in. Before I go, I just want y'all to know that, come on this side, sister, and don't kill nothing. Um, we want to be white. So that's our biggest issue. Black people want to be white. And I'm tagging my sister in.
Your mic live.
Your mic live. In front of you.
Hey, hello.
How you doing, sister?
I'm doing pretty awesome, man. Nice to meet you.
Yes, ma'am.
She's talking about-
Yes, well, we have a beautiful sister that wanted to be tagged in. And again, we keeping this conversation rolling because, again, a lot of times we get engaged with, this mentality about victimhood. We're not victims. We are in a strategic and terrible state that was intentionally done to us. We are being terrorized. We have been terrorized from day one. If you want to go to 1442, 1619, 1776, I don't care what date you want to put on it. We were brought over here minding our own business, running around naked. We were naked at home. We come over here and they give it a bastardized religion. They're going to tell us that we have no rights. We are less than human beings. We bought into the lie. And so I'm going to pass it over to my beautiful sister here, and she's going to help bring this point on as far as her background. So again, how you doing, sister? Get engaged a little bit with what this conversation is about.
So this is one thing that we got to understand that I tell all my people. It's only two forms of power, right? You just said power respects only power. And power is only the ability to act. It's only organized money or organized people. And at the end of the day, organized people still outweigh organized money because what is they if we take all of their money? Oh, and good. What are they if we take all the people away? They don't have the money. We take it. Organized money and organized people is the only way that you have the ability to act, at least in this country, and have true power. And so when we're talking about politics and we're talking about all of this stuff that's going on and how we're not doing all of these things, it's because we're not genuinely unified. We're not really in solidarity. We're not behaving in the ways that we could. We're not collectively using the money that we have or the people that we have. That's the one thing they don't have. They have a few people and a lot of money. But we got a lot of people, which means we got a lot of money. And so if we put that together, we're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We are the biggest consumer in America. We are unstoppable if we just use our organized people and organized money.
That's good. That's good. That's good. And again, one of the essence that we have to really articulate is, how do we do that? How do we really take it to the level where we can block, door, step by step become organized as a people, so we can really develop, as Dewan was talking about earlier, about, separating and really being a force that would have to be reckoned with.
I heard you say over there the Black Panthers had it right.
Oh, they did.
And they did. Without everything begins with a thought. I'm going to say it just like that. Everything really genuinely begins with a thought, from this microphone that was somebody's thought, from these headphones y'all got on, to this tablecloth was somebody's thought in their head at one point in time that they brought to fruition. And so when we look at these things and the way that our mindset is just so is broken right now because we have been beaten, right? So how do we get that mindset back? We teach them. We train them. We raise them. We build money collectively, and we use that money to build a system that works for us. That's how you do it.
I think that is on point. I think the sister laid it out pretty simple. A lot of times you don't have to go and get a PhD to understand the principles that she just said, is that we build it, we teach it, and then we actualize it. I love how she said about, the power dynamics, because again, when you have people and they are organized, if you remember back in the early 50s with Marcus Garvey and then Elijah Muhammad, and then you look at Malcolm and the Nation, and like you said about the Panthers, and even when you want to be real honest about a collective work, the senators and the congressmen are some thugs. They some real gangsters, if y'all want to be honest about it. Technically, and then if you want to sprinkle in law enforcement, they back up the insanity. Okay, so I can come get you because you are property. The fugitive slave back in 1793, it was a piece of paper that said that you are property, so you ran away to Canada. I'm a bounty hunter. I'm going up there to get my property, going to get my slave, bring it on back again. And so, as you just said so elegantly, sister, what is it going to really take to get our young people, because we need them, so vitally. How do we get them out the hookah bars, the strip clubs? And even if they go to the strip club, how can they go to the strip clubs and then come out and organize and build the capacity of owning everything in our community? How can we get them, our people, what they enjoy doing, to couple that with, okay, you enjoy doing this, but the bigger picture is for the collective.
Yep.
Enjoy yourself, but for the collective. How do we encourage our people that we need, that are in all these different fields? Like I say, the basketball players and football players are a dynamic group of people that I feel that can do some things overnight.
They could do it overnight if they took a stand. Because at the end of the day, you know what they are? Entertainment to them.
Entertainment.
That's it, entertainment. And so we have to have hard conversations in our community. We don't want to talk. Let's talk about the stuff we don't want to talk about. We don't want to talk about mental health. You know why? Because it works though. If we don't talk about mental health, we cannot move past our past in order to see the future. That's reality. Two, we don't We don't come together as that collective that we was talking about. So first we changed the mindset. We changed that trauma that had happened to us. You ever heard of post-traumatic slave
Yes,
syndrome?
ma'am.
So that affect not just black people, but white people too.
Yes, ma'am.
And so if we're not having these hard conversations, because everybody's thinking that there is just one thing, that's what politicians do, both on the Republican side and the Democratic side, is that they take these multitude of issues that are a part of a system and then they bring it down to one singular issue so that people can fight, divide, and argue over it. So what we got to do is remembering that, yo, this ain't just about this one thing. It's a bigger collective. And if we not having those conversations, those hard conversations though, then we allow them to come in and tear up our communities. That's 3. 4, that money. We got to get the money, right? And so once we get that money, what are we going to do with it? Are we really going to build something that's for black people that can build us generationally? Or is it going to be something that's going to help you and I?
Okay.
And so when we having these hard conversations, we got to be able to think outside the box and talk to people in our community and not just those who agree with us. Because you cannot build a democracy, you cannot build a movement if it's just based off people that agree with you. You can't even see the other side of what might be coming because we so worried about having people agree with what the hell is on our mind. So that's got to be 4, is learn how to agree to disagree so that we could come together as that collective.
Great.
I think those will be the first 4 steps that I would take, at least.
I love that. I think that's something that could build on. And I think those are some things that really are reminiscent of the Panthers. Those things are really listed in the Panthers 10-point plan.
Really?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I mean, just what you just laid out are some basic tenets of the Panthers 10-point plan. So what I'm saying is, and even if you go back a few thousands years, it is some of the meta nature that is in ancient Kemet that has been the principles about group thought. Because as you say, we have to be critical thinkers.
Critical thinkers. We ain't doing that.
Critical thinkers, as you just said, we are thinking and acting outside the box. And they were critical thinkers because we are connected to our ancestors. So we come from the first people, and everybody comes from us.
Right.
So when you look at a lot of the artifacts that has ever been, and you just mentioned, I love how you laid out the table, the microphone. If you want to think about this incandescent light, if it wasn't for Lewis Lattimore, this light wouldn't be working. That's a black man. And again, this table was Miss Boone that developed the first table. But if you go further back, when we think about language, art, mental surgery, and all those things developed by black people. So as you just said, it's so real as far as it's there, and we have decided intentionally to be brainwashed and intentionally live a life and be caught up in a delusion of inclusion. We are comfortable with buying a lottery, drinking, eating pork, farting, pissing, getting a little sex, and then we die.
So let me tell you why, because there's something behind that, right? So I like to call it the mindset change. I call those time fillers, right?
Okay.
So most people in the world, this is just everybody, right? They like little robots. They go to work, they come home, and then they try to find anything to get those endorphins going that's going to make them feel better. That's whether that's having sex, drinking, hanging out, playing video games, trying to look for love in these relationships and stuff. But these are all things that will fill your time and make you feel good, but don't help you build anything and or change your life and do not help you build real relationships. So what people are not understanding, particularly black people for real, because of the way that we was raised, we don't understand real relationships. We don't understand what's deep relationships. We don't have those hard conversations again. So we don't understand how to be in relationship with each other. Like we don't get that part because what we think is relationship is really long-term hanging out with people. We get in these relationships and we having sex with people, but we ain't building nothing. We don't even know that person because we put on this mask that we got, and then we never genuinely allow people to love us, right? And it's like that with the community too. We are so hard and we are so hell-bent on not getting hurt again that we tear each other down because we don't know how to be in relationship because of time fillers. That's why.
I love that, man. Audience.
Let me speak on that.
Time filler.
Just talked about that the other day.
That's
Nobody
powerful.
is in long-term relationships
Yep,
nowadays. It's
yep.
like really the quick fix. I might be
Mhm.
kicking it with you for a
Microwave.
couple months or 6 months at the most, right?
Yep, you
Right.
sure
And then
did
I'm
the other
on to my
day.
new thing.
Mhm.
And I think, you know what I mean, that is like, it's instant gratification.
Mhm.
And that's like what we all want. We want to put stuff in the microwave all the time,
Mm-hmm.
heat it up real quick. Just like our politics in our community. We just want to go ahead and think that we can be and come to one meeting, or we can
Mhm.
vote one time, 3 elections ago, and thinking that we made a difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
That stuff don't work. Like it's who in for putting in the work, like a real relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Who is looking to put in the real work to be able to build a marriage?
Mhm.
That takes some time, dedication,
Mhm.
some disappointment, some letdowns,
Come
right?
on.
Some arguments,
Compromise.
right? Some compromise,
Come on
and
now.
some real
And back to
love at
what
the
we
end of
said
the
about
day.
100.
Mhm.
100%.
100.
We both putting in 100%
Right.
together. But then also we really loving and valuing each other, and we see
Yeah.
ourselves in the long run.
In the long
That's
run.
for us in our community. We should be looking at the long run, not till next week,
Mhm.
not November 2nd or November 3rd. We looking at like what do we look like in 2030, right?
Right, right,
What are we
right.
planning for the next 10
2050. Yeah,
years?
yeah.
You talk about even the Black Panthers 10-point plan.
Mm-hmm.
Like what points can we take out of there that worked back in the
Right.
day that work for us now?
Now.
And then what we need to build on for the future. That's how we should be looking at it. There's no planning of action, no strategic planning. Forget that master plan downtown. What we
Oh
Okay.
gonna
man.
plan for us?
Man. And I love what she said because and what you both are saying, because when you think about the trauma,
Mhm.
all what you said is based on trauma
Yep.
and how we were broken because we come from a culture that had long-term relationships.
Yep.
We come from ancient relationships
That's what
in
we are. That's
Africa
what our people are.
because that was the foundation.
Yep.
And what we also did in our long-term relationships, we had griots
Mhm.
that told the story for
Mhm.
10 and 15 generations. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's power. We had people that could go out into the forest
Mhm.
and bring medicine. They
Yep.
didn't go to the drugstore.
Exactly. And they
They
taught
went
us
to the
that was
forest.
evil.
And so yeah,
Right.
witch doctor, all that garbage. So I love what you said about man, the microwave relationship. We have been traumatized.
Mhm.
And like you said about the Stockholm syndrome, and that has been done to us intentionally because of being enslaved. When you
Mhm.
think about us being broken in relationships,
Mhm.
that was done to us 500 years ago.
Yep.
And we have to, and that's why therapy,
Mhm.
group
Real.
therapy in
Yep.
our community,
I'm with that.
Mhm.
black and white,
Yep.
we are all screwed up
Yep.
and it's done intentionally. Like
Mhm.
he said earlier, you 5 seconds you're in a relationship, first thing you say something to me crazy, I'm gone, I'm
Yep.
out.
That's the problem. We've been socialized to live out in fear instead of in love. And so
Say that
that's what
again. Say that
we've been
again. Y'all hear this? Say
socialized
hear this.
to live in fear
Fear
and not in love.
and not in love.
Even in religion, let's talk about it. We don't live out our values.
Man,
We
hot.
say that these are shit that we just say. Sorry, can I cuss? Well, it's just stuff that we say. I'm sorry. That's just stuff that we
That's
say,
good.
but
That's
we
good.
not living it.
That's
Like
good.
in religion, they did it. In school, they did it. In
Fire.
politics, they did it. They either give you either false hope, that's the Democratic Party,
Come on.
or
Come
they
on
let
now.
you live
Come
out in
on now.
fear, and that's the Republican Party.
Come on now.
Right?
Holla.
And so, like,
Yeah.
if we are living out in fear, that's not saying. That's because if you live in
Man.
fear, if you're living in fear and you're constantly thinking about survival and what's next,
Come on.
that's why the fast stuff is coming, because we always thinking about what's next. We always living out in fear and not in love. So we gotta think this way.
That's right.
It's literally insanity to live in fear, because you cannot live in fear and also have a sound mind. It's
That's
impossible.
Good. That's good, my sister. Thank you so much. That is beautifully laid out. And again, yeah, and that's something that, again, articulating it like that. And then even for the layman, because we got to make sure that our community is understanding this in the most simplest form and how, our brothers and sisters in the projects and our brothers and sisters that are homeless and struggling, because it is clear, man, either you are engaged in living, because there's a difference then between living and survival.
Correct.
A very big difference. And again, what is going to make or shake us up as a community that's going to force us? Because I think there's something something is coming.
Yeah.
It's going to force us to do something drastic, because there's some spirits that are not happy with us
I know.
as a people. There's some things that are not happy with our behavior towards one another. Even when you think about the boys and the talented 10th, you know, the whole focus of the talented 10th was to go get it and come back and bring it back to the community.
Mhm.
Not to go and sit on your hill by yourself and say, look at me,
Correct.
come on, holler at me, and turn your nose up at me because you ain't at my level.
Mhm.
And again, what we really have to do, and I love what you said, honey, that whole concept of that false hope, of that white Jesus mentality, of
Mhm.
that I want my I'm gonna wait and die to be in paradise. We want our paradise now.
Mm.
I don't want to die,
And that's
go
that
to
living in fear.
paradise.
Right.
Yep.
I'm supposed to have paradise now. Why
Why
did
not?
Jeff Bezos got paradise and he can go to play out in space, but I can't go and do and ride my motorcycle?
Why?
And he
You
again,
can.
yeah, see again. These are the things that we got to break through.
Survival mindset.
Survival mindset, and then applying it and
Mhm.
breaking it down to its simplest form, where it's a we and not a me.
Yeah.
And I just love, and there's some things that we're gonna have to start working on, building this, scaling this up, so we can really get this conversation rolling and get people doing the things that need to be done in our collective community. I think there has to be a door-to-door campaign. We need to really do focus on some door-to-door campaigning. I mean, not campaigning politicianly. I'm talking about, as you
Issues.
said, mental health wise.
Mhm.
I'm talking
Mhm.
about really impacting the community,
Yep.
finding out in each home what's going on.
Yep.
How can we be of real help collectively as a community? That's beautiful, sister.
See,
Come with that
and
fire.
let's kind of go into some of these chats
Okay.
response. So they're saying, yeah, blacks been in survival mode for 400 years. We have been in survival mode, for
Day
a long
one.
time.
Day
Right.
one.
Um, yeah, and we continue to stay in survival mode. We got to find our way about a survival mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and not be reactive, be proactive,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
right? Live in love, live in fear. I think more or less, a lot of us is living in fear.
Yes, we are.
There's no love and no love lost. The ancestors, I know our ancestors is rolling over, just looking at us
Man.
like, man, if I put it all on the line today, right? If you're putting everything on the line today, you're working on behalf, you're putting in long hours in the office, you're writing up different proposals for funding, you're going out there, you're stepping, you're making sure that if there's a wrong done in the community, you seek to make it right. You're trying to work in concert with people on a day-to-day basis, and and all this is done, and nothing happens. I would really have to look at, like myself, I would look at, like, man, what am I doing? Where have
Mm-hmm.
I done? I know Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. We talked about this, Marcus Garvey. They probably look at this thing like, man, you know what? We put in all this work. We left all this knowledge. Even our ancestors who left it in the temples and the tombs back in Egypt, which is AKA Kemet, better known as Kemet. They left it on the walls. They left the writing on the walls for us. So for us to not apply these principles, and then of course to just reclaim ourselves, but be unified, and everybody has a role. Everybody has an order. This way of life, it's an order. It should be order of life. Everybody should be contributing to that order. But what we have is, that we have been is the breakage, and there's no connection, right? So I love what we talking about as relates to solutions. And my thing is, I just hope that we can find a way, whether we go door to door,
Mhm.
whether something very traumatizing happened to us, for us to really realize that things is bad for us. I really hope that one day, man, we can look back and we can just say, like, man, you know what, this is where we were as people, but this is what we did to get it right.
I agree 100%. I think that's got to be at the essence and the cornerstone of moving forward. It's got to be echoed, and like the sister was saying about teaching,
Mhm.
teaching, teaching. I don't care if you 2 or 102. That teaching, believing, and acting. That is our power base. And so those are some things that we really gotta start doing. And again, talking again. What you use talking for is developing your strategy. And then once you develop your strategy, you go out and you implement it. And I think that's something that we need collectively start really
Mm.
concentrating on as we move forward.
So there's two comments on there. There's one that says people have worked hard and there are losses and gains too. And then someone else said, how can we move forward without understanding the past? And that was exactly what I was about to say. 99% of our problem is that we don't know our past for real. We know what we was taught by white people, and that's it. That's what we know.
Right. And
That's reality.
and again, and it's not like the information is there, as far as the past.
But it's not broad. It's
yeah,
not.
it's not broad, but again, and that's some things that we can help be a conduit on. Because I've done some things in the past on I do a history impact, where we are sharing information about the past to help spark the minds of our people. But as you said, collectively,
Yep.
I could recommend this one great book. The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander would be an awesome book for our community to read. Also, The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson is the Bible. It's the Bible for us to really engage in. So those are just some tidbits of some things that we really could start off with reading and getting a foundation, a real foundation historically about who we are and where we come from, because we're not bums.
No.
We're not misplaced people. We're not people that just happen to come by. We were people that was here first. And that's something that we need to celebrate. More questions on the more
So
chat?
yeah, we can kind of go into some of the stuff.
Yeah,
So
please.
many years. This is from Adrienne Miss Nance. Many years of I don't give a damn.
Concoctions. Yeah, we trying to see.
Is there light somewhere, anywhere for our people? If so, would there be in our lifetime?
Wow.
I got something to do with it. It will be.
That's the attitude.
That's the attitude to have.
Man, wow.
Definitely want to have the attitude to be able. I think that you
youth.
me when you said that, right?
Because I'm serious and I believe it, and that's the problem is that if we talking about faith and spirituality, I know that's not what we here for, but if you talking about it, right?
We always here for that.
Well, so it's based.
We always in the spirit.
So it's based off faith and belief, and the problem is we don't believe it. We don't have no faith. Even when we praying, we ain't got no faith. We just, Jesus, come on, help me, Lord. Help me. But where is it? Laying it at the altar and leaving it there like he told you to.
Wow, that's good, sister. Man, that's it. That's it. And to answer your question on the chat, that was wonderful. It does start with engaging with people like you're listening to. It does start with really getting out there in the community to want to make it happen, because again, the information is relevant if you really want it.
Yeah.
Read another one, my sister, because I don't have my glasses on.
You see how thick these glasses is? I can't see that.
Oh, really?
We are the ones,
I thought that's because you could.
Bada said, we are the ones who dare to survive, the elders say.
Yes.
Right? So Chris said, we need a plan to take land, communication, and transportation and technology and agriculture first.
Yep.
And start homeschooling our own kids is a good start.
5-point plan.
That's part of the plan.
That's actually a good plan. That's a 5-point plan.
That's part of the Panthers plan too.
So just kind of, I guess, I stopped them kind of prayers over 30 years ago. Okay, I feel you, Chris. So, the thing is this. So, of course, the polls is closed now.
Yep.
Right? 8:30.
Okay.
What have y'all been hearing from different constituents in the community as it relates to voting in the local election, or, just any feedback about what's going on?
Nothing positive have I heard. People was frustrated. People didn't want to vote for any candidate at all. The numbers were low. It's kind of disappointing though, because we sit up here and we complain and don't do anything to make any type of change. So we are inherently saying like, yo, I'm okay being just like this. That's what you say.
That's what you're saying when you don't exercise or you don't be a part. You're absolutely right. You're not doing anything. So like, my thing is, What type of feedback are you getting?
Well, some of the feedback I got this morning was some people that worked in Detroit that they were making a concerted effort to drive back to vote in their precinct and then drive back to work to Detroit. So that was positive for me that they took the initiative to come back here to Flint and vote and then go back to work. So
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
that's what I
that's
was.
That's
dope.
commitment.
Yeah,
That's
that's
dope.
the
Mhm.
commitment.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah,
you.
commitment. You know.
It's some of the stuff I've been getting too. Like I said, these young folks. Big shout out to E. Went out. Eric went out to vote. He just did it at the end. Um, but they just really just didn't know who was out there or who to vote for. They said that these people they never came and spoke to them.
Mm.
They said that they don't believe in any of the people just in general, and they just really didn't want to be a part of the election. So it was kind of disheartening to hear for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding, but then also you got to understand from a place where they're coming from. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They've been disengaged for a number of years, and they've been seeing the clown show that takes place on city council and they don't want to get involved. You got to understand why they don't want to get involved, and we had to give them something to look forward to. If you want them to be engaged, you want them to come out, you want them to be a part of the meetings, you want them to speak up at these block parties or whatever block club meetings, associations. Yeah, you got to make it clear that they are included.
I think when you say that, I think there has to be a concerted effort, like the sister was saying, that we need to just come out a different box and bag, man. We need to really, really get back to doing the things they used to do as far as door to door engagement, working with our youth. Civics and civics needs to be taught again. Political understanding as far as
Mm.
the power of the vote, what these what these uh, county and city seats really mean. What is the power structure? Because most people don't know, don't have a clue about how politics work.
Mm-mm.
They don't understand how the trash is picked up. They don't understand, how their water bill or their electric bill, they don't understand the percentages. They don't understand anything about bonding. How does the city be bonded? What is the rate? What's how the city is rated? Again, all those things financially are very important, but when you think about political science, because that is the real game, it is who controlling the power. So if I'm controlling all of the levers of power in my municipality, I'm controlling all the money. So it's all about controlling the money. So we got to really, really not be despondent when we keep getting L's. Okay, yeah, we getting L's. We got 80,000 people in Flint, Michigan, and less than two people voted. I voted this morning. I was the second person to vote, so
That
I
was number
definitely voted.
three.
I got my badge. I turned the flag upside down because this is a evil country. So
Mhm.
anyway, that's why the flag is up down. Colin Kaepernick. So the bottom line is there's some things that we really must do, and we need to get like-minded people so we can really start turning the tide in our hopeless, broken community. Our
Mm.
hopeless, broken community needs to rise from the ashes, and those that don't want to be a part of it, we need to kick dust, like the sister was saying about having faith in the unseen. We need to just collectively go boldly into this commitment about healing and repairing our community like they did in South Africa with reconciliation. We need to call out and maybe be clear about those Negroes that went to the suburbs, our Becky with the good hair and our Charles with the good hair. And we need to be clear about their agenda. We ain't hating on you guys that, live in the suburbs and drive your Maybachs, but at least bring your money back to the community. Bring the bag back to the community, and we can do something with it.
Come on now. I think that's a fair thing. Anybody is never stepping on anybody who's trying to step their lifestyle up. Want to get into a better position. All that, right? Whether it's job, home, school district, whatever, right? We understand that. Nothing wrong with it. But at the same time, it's that aspect of never forgetting where you came from. So if I
Yes.
come from this
So
community,
the
if
bottom
I come
line is
from
there's some things that we really must do, and we need to get like-minded people so we can really start turning the tide in our
Mhm.
hopeless, broken community.
Yeah, I
Our
hear you.
hopeless,
Oh,
broken
go ahead.
community needs to rise
You
from
could just take the headphones off.
tide
who was that,
in our
playback or something?
Yeah,
hopeless,
it's him.
broken community.
Yeah, I
Our
can hear
hopeless, broken community needs to rise from.
you. Just take
Hey,
the headphones.
that's my alter ego.
You got an echo going on in here.
I hope this broken community. I ain't never choose to rise from back to jail.
You got an echo going on in here. We apologize. We hearing voices. I mean,
Halloween.
that was come being called home.
Oh my God.
We apologize.
Go home
We
while
hearing
we
voices.
wait.
Halloween.
Halloween.
That was come being called home.
Oh my God.
We
Go
apologize.
home
We
while
hearing
we
voices.
wait.
What's going on, man? You got like folks in the thing playing or something.
That's what
So,
what
yeah,
Prince used to
we
do. You know,
apologize.
Prince used to do that when he got in the studio. You know, that was Prince used to do.
You said he did what?
That's what he used to do. You
What's
know,
that?
feedback and the playback and the reverb. You know,
All white?
conversation.
Yeah,
A lot of times he would do that. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
making music.
Okay.
So you know, we in the spirit. Prince, Wakanda.
Forgot about it. Rich, man. Rich is out there on the beat somewhere holding it down, man. But if you hear us, Rich, man, bring us a supreme taco turkey.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Turkey. Mr. Roberts do not want nothing else on there.
Nothing else.
Was the
brother.
tacos good?
Good though.
It was good.
Man, they was good, man.
Tell the queen we said
I
we
really don't
appreciate
eat
it.
tacos, but they was tight. I was hungry too, man.
Come on now.
I would buy them.
Come on.
Or bring some papaya juice next time.
Right.
I sent it out to her. I guess she didn't respond.
Send it to Holly. Send it to Holly. Bring Holly in.
Yes, yes. Don't
Holly,
shake your
you
head.
coming
No,
in
come on
from the
now.
seventh
We're
ward
gonna
or
put a
second ward?
flat jacket on you. Mess with me. Come on, sis.
You said you want to be in front? No. Oh, God. Okay. Listen. But,
It's amazing people don't want to be in front of the camera and then they walk outside every day. You know, you think about
Oh
that
my
mindset.
God.
You know, you be walking down the street, you're like, hey, look, I don't want to be in front of the camera.
Right.
You outside.
Yeah, you outside. We see
You driving
we
the
see
car.
we see like a mug though. You know what I'm saying?
You eating. Come on now. Okay, I understand. You know.
Nah, so I know a lot of folks is out there in the street. So if you're out there in the community, you out there counting the votes, if you're out there at the precincts, if you're selling merchandise, if you're giving out handouts, we want to go ahead and talk to you so we can kind of get a vibe on what the residents is saying out there.
Yeah.
You know, because even though that we had 112 people come out to show and vote today, we like to hear from them folks. You know, I know, people, this. Let me just say this. I guess we are what we getting out. Like we get what we get, right?
Yes,
If we ain't putting the
Come
effort in, then
on.
there's no reason for us to even complain. We might might be okay with this. And maybe I just might be talking for my own self, but people might be okay with just what we getting, and they cool with it.
So
Yeah,
you
some
saying
people
people
are.
okay with misery?
Some people are though.
I'm saying like I can say like, yeah, we will want better or all this other stuff, right? But maybe some people are content with what they got, the small end of the stick.
So you saying people are all
Y'all ready for kind of a readout right now?
yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, he was trying to go somewhere real quick.
But so you are saying that people
Mhm.
are content with a small end of the stick, one, and misery, and just waiting to die.
Yeah, the thing is, I think people are ready to die. Like sometimes sometimes you get in a state of misery, like you were saying. Sometimes you're in a state of misery that you just want to be out of your misery, and like you don't even care anymore. It's like you become numb to what's going on, right? And that's a real thing, And so like some folks just might not care necessarily. Say, well, I don't too much care about what's going on right now because it's nothing for me to live for. And that's a real thing. Just like I know when we talk about, the segment, yeah, it's nice to be white, right? Some people feel that, that they much rather not be black or endure what black people go through, right? So they put this facade of themselves and, put this view of themselves as not being black. And, that's how they live. Like they okay with it. So all their actions is gonna reflect that. That's a real psychological thing. And so
So when you say that, we become so anesthetized, and I guess that's why we see such a reflection of this unyielding hopelessness and this hopeless spirit that has crippled and gripped Flint, Michigan, and that's what we're dealing with now. When you say that, how can that be broken? How can we break that? And
Some
again,
people don't
how?
know they feeling like that though.
Huh?
Some of those people don't know they even feeling like that. They just on autopilot. They really genuinely have not remember that mental health? They haven't processed that. They haven't dealt with anything. They just moving. And so they just doing the stuff so that they could get to the end and making themselves feel good, like we talked about earlier. You know how you break the cycle? Make them aware of it.
Wow. Okay.
So that's the first step, making them aware.
Making them aware.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then part of that making them aware,
Mhm.
how do we implement to where we reinforce, where we educate? Because it's just like our mentoring program. We might have you for an hour, and for that 1 hour, you might be getting some good content, some good information. But when you go home and it's a different environment, and you don't apply that information that you learned, it's like, how much is that child being impacted for real?
Mm-hmm.
See, you can question those things and you can think about all of those things and all of those assumptions all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it won't matter because only thing that matters is what you putting in them, right? When they go home and what they doing, you put it in them already. You know the old saying, if you raise them this way, they'll remember it one day. That's reality. And so you can't when we was talking about remember the small end,
Mm-hmm.
all you can do is put them in them, but then you got to leave them because the ones that want to come, that's how we build the nation. The ones that want to come. And so the ones that want to come willingly will. And the ones that want to learn will. But all you can do is put them in them. And the ones that don't want it, you got to let them go. Right? Because, one day they might come back, one day they won't. But everything is a choice and it has to be their choice. And so you can't be thinking about those things because then you get distracted from the larger goal.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Man, you gonna have to.
We got to keep bringing them back in.
You have to be part of the team. Playing with me.
See?
Yeah, I'm gonna adopt you.
I feel that.
Playing with me.
I'm trying to tell you, that was an educated answer.
Man, shoot,
That's-
you talking about nuclear fusion.
Mm-hmm. Come on now.
Sausages in a blanket.
Come on now.
Man.
I think, you know what I'm saying, sometimes, because you get into this thing of wanting more for others than what they want for themselves.
Mhm.
And I think, you'll run yourself ragged.
Somebody said no audio.
Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now? Can somebody type in?
Yes or
the
no?
audio?
If
Let
you
us
can
know that
hear
you're hearing us.
can you type yes or no?
Can they hear us out there? Can you hear us, Adrian? Adrian, can they hear us on there? Hey,
Okay, there you go.
okay, so we back. So like we were saying, sometimes we can really want better for our people, and really want better for other folks, really want better for our children. But first and foremost, they have to want it for themselves. So you don't want to get into the. They do not hear us anymore. Can you hear us? Let us know if you can hear us. Hey, how you doing, Suzanne? You all
It
right?
looks like the only person that can hear us is Adrienne. Everybody else can hear it.
Ms. Ness, see if you got your mute on. Okay. So like we were just kind of discussing, first and foremost, you have to want it for yourself. Like, I couldn't change my circumstances until I was ready to change. I had to really be in the mindset to say that I wanted to change what I was doing. So I couldn't stop selling drugs or really be a father to my children or sitting up here, keep going to jail and find myself in these undesirable positions. It was until I said, like, you know what, I was sitting in OCJ and I was like, man, you know what, I'm sick and tired of this, right? I didn't heard it from my grandma so many times about praying for me, and she used to come out and do all these different things and wanted me to be a good person, and I didn't even see it in myself. But she wanted, and she expended a lot of energy and a lot of resources trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't happening until I had got it in my own self to say I wanted to change.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted something better in life. I wanted to go ahead and be productive. I wanted to be a real father.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be a better family member. And those things are something that you have to work on, but you have to go ahead and build yourself up to be ready to be able to be that person and to be able to go out here to be engaging and do cleanups in the community and be engaging and working with the young people in the community and making sure that they don't fall in the same pit hole that you found yourself in.
Mm-hmm.
To be something different and show like, hey, listen, mama, I know you prayed for me all your life. And I want to make sure that by the time any one of us leave this planet, you can see some good out of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those is things that you have to go ahead and want to position yourself, but be ready for. And like even in our community, I know that this community has gone through multiple transitions, but at the end of the day, it's like we have to be ripe and ready to say, okay, you know what? I want better. I want to say something. I want to do something. I want to be a part of something greater than myself. And so, however I could be a part of that, then let me be. Allow the Most High to use you in those ways to be great and go ahead and be a vessel. And those are how things opening up. That's how things change. That's how we find ourselves from under this rock that we have always been under.
And I think I push back a little bit on that because even though you may say, as you were sitting in that environment that you chose based on the encouragement that you had an epiphany with your grandmother and you decided to change, but there can be an element of encouragement because even a horse that you bring to water, you can induce the possibility that a horse may drink it by putting some salt in his or running him enough where he's going to be thirsty for that water. So it's the same thing with how do we engage in our community with this severe stubbornness, this severe brokenness, and like my sister was just saying, with this severe mental breakdown that I cannot see any possibility of hope. I am just a walking, living, moving, dead person.
Yep.
And again, there has to be a way.
They still gotta want it.
But because even when you say they still gotta want it,
It's a choice.
I do still believe that the power that we are assigned with from our creator, because I have to go there with our spirit because we're not an accident and we are to serve one another. So I salute and I recognize what you are saying, that both of you are saying a person still gotta want it. I'm saying that even the person that don't want it and don't believe that they want it and don't know how they want it or the possibility of wanting it, that by connecting with that spirit, as you talked about having faith, there has to be some possibility outside the box.
It is.
That we don't lose, because if you're saying what you guys are saying, that we just leave those that don't want it.
For now. But like, so this is
That's everybody.
So look, no, it's not everybody though. It's a whole bunch of you and me. It's a whole bunch of Dewans around here. They just don't know it yet. And the thing is, you know, that whole it's a whole bunch of me's. It's a whole bunch of him. Oh my God. You know, like for real though. And like what I'm really saying, just to put it into detail for you, right? Because even if you give them that taste and that salt, right, you still can't make them drink, right? They got to be ready to drink. And so what I'm saying is we got to do it and put this in front of so many people and then take those with us. And then in the end, because hey, I really wish I could think of the name of this study, right? And so there's a study. I'm gonna look up the name for you eventually, but it goes like this: the go-getters are the first 12%, right? That's us. We got to get those first 12%, and then right after those are the people that only did it because other people tried it first. And then once you get those people, you go over the hump, and then you are able to have the ability to create mass change, right? And so, and then there's the last group that just ain't gonna do it regardless of whatever y'all do, right? And so, but in order for us to get over the hump to create mass change, we got to have this group that does it first, and then everybody else will follow. You was just talking about all that group thinking. That's reality. And if they already enslaved, and then they already broken down, and they already hurt, they got to know it's gonna work. They got to see something. They got to have something to have faith in. And so if you're trying to pull these people first, though, without solidifying that foundation, then you just harming yourself.
Wow. I concede to what you said, my sister. Thank you. That makes sense.
Oh.
No. Thank you. That you brought it home. There's a scene in you probably too young. There's a scene in Which Way Is Up. Richard Pryor and the Pointer Sisters. Richard Pryor and the Pointer Sisters. He's singing a song. He say, Daddy Rich. His name is Daddy Rich.
Mhm.
You know, Richard Pryor's a preacher, which was in car wash, and uh, and it's an awesome scene. What you just said is so eloquently said how you said it, and then we put it in layman terms like Richard Pryor did. Daddy Rich, he say, you know, you got to believe in something. Why not believe in me? And so what you said about impacting our community, maybe not now, but eventually they may come on board. But
Mhm.
putting it out there,
Yep.
and I think that's something where we have to continue to. How do we continue to encourage one another so we don't get burnt out?
Correct.
But then making sure that we are being committed
Mhm.
and being founded in truth,
Mhm.
where eventually those that is for will show up. Because, like you say, those that are not,
Refresh.
And so,
those that is not for, we
mhm.
say will never come on board. So
Yeah.
I love what you just said.
And so, like, and with that, right? um it's so important for us to remember that, if we start delegating and we're only bringing in the ones that want to be there, right, and
Mhm.
we're training the ones that want to be there and creating other leaders, then we won't always be the one being burnt out.
That's
Come
right.
on.
But if we keep holding on to these people that don't give a dang on regardless right now,
Yeah.
because it ain't popular, because it ain't trending, because it ain't that stuff, of course we gonna feel burnt out because you're wasting your time right now on somebody that don't want change. So in order to create this foundation that we need, this money, this system, because that's what you need to create your own,
Mhm.
right? You gotta bring these people that want to change first, so
Right.
that you don't get burnt out. So that
Yeah.
you training them, they training other people. That's the start.
Mhm.
That's grassroots, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's how we build communities.
That's it.
I gotta agree with her, man. We
Oh
sometimes we
man.
can't waste our time with people who dragging our feet and wasting our, energy, wasting our resources. We ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm with that. I'm not,
100%.
sitting
Yeah.
around here and
Right.
just try to keep talking till I'm blue in the face. And you know these issues too. And you ain't trying to do nothing for yourself. We can't move. We can't wait for you.
Say
We
kick
can't even
dust.
do it.
Kick dust.
We got to show you in practice. We got to show you in real time in action. And a
Mhm.
lot of times, our people are folks to be copycats. When they see it's getting
Right.
hot, when they
Right.
see folks is doing the work,
Mm-hmm.
then it start being appealing to them. Then they jump on board. But listen, the ball got to get rolled right now.
Yep.
You got to take the cream of the crop.
Mhm.
You got to take them folks who ready to do the work now, who have plans, who have solutions, who have ideas, right?
Yeah.
And really to go ahead and push the issue, and then go ahead and come back for everybody else if that becomes a time,
Right.
right? That
Right.
sometimes
Okay.
sometimes you miss the boat,
That's it.
and
That's it.
that ain't our fault. That
Yeah.
ain't everybody's fault, man.
And they say back in the old days, they say you fuel for the fire.
You fuel for the fire.
Okay,
So
Mick, you got that for us now? What's that?
It's a,
You
it's a
got that
reason
for
they
us now?
say only
Yeah,
144,000,
it's not
right?
letting me pull it up.
Mhm.
I just pulled it up on my phone, though, but I'll read them off.
Okay.
I don't know how accurate they is.
You talking about the numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up. Live.com and pull it up the election results. I
Okay.
don't know how.
I want to highlight what this young brother Harlan Wallace is saying.
Okay.
I try every day, but it's too many that look like me that would rather find a way to an excuse. So basically saying like, it's a lot of folks, that we have excuses. We come up with every little thing for us not to do something.
Mm.
You ever wake up and you feel like, yeah, man, I don't feel like going to work.
Mm.
You already told yourself in your mind that you didn't want to go work.
Right.
So you're not going to be ready to go to work. You're not going to be on time. You're not going to be feeling it when you're there. You're already done. Right.
Yeah.
We have to find ways of saying like, okay, we're gonna do it, right? The mindset, it always start with the mind.
Yes,
When
it
you
does.
talking about psychology and you talking about the mindset, mental health, it's always the mind. If I'm feeding positive thoughts in my mind and garnering positive images and see yourself in a positive light, then I'm going to be more prone to be a more positive person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Train your brain that way.
You train your brain,
Right.
even
To
if
see
you're
positive.
in a negative situation.
Right,
That's
right.
when you really should be training. Like, man, I need to be positive because I don't see nothing but negativity.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to train myself to be like this and think like this.
That's
And
right.
then that pours off into other people.
That's good.
And that's biology.
Mm-hmm.
That's biology.
Yeah.
That's not even
Right.
just
Right.
That's
Ain't just
good.
talk. That's just,
No,
that
no,
is
that's
not.
biology. Yeah.
Right.
Because you can see that mimicking in a lot of different phases of life as far as even being committed
Mm-hmm.
to doing some simple things. Sometimes with our mentoring program,
Yeah.
we tell our young boys, we say the first win of today when you get up in the
Mhm.
morning, your first W is making your bed.
Come on.
Mhm.
I mean, when you think about celebrating your first win of the day, every day your first win, you can say, I got a win today. I made my bed. And that's the first start
Mhm.
of that habit. Building those habits. It maybe sound little, but it's a
Right.
big thing when you start with your whole day building on that first win, you having multiple wins.
That's one of the first 5 things
Man.
monks do,
I
actually.
think that's a good way. That's that's really actually organized.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Come
if
on.
you really wake up, make your bed, brush
Yes.
your teeth, right?
Mhm.
Got your
Yeah.
clothes laid out.
Yeah.
Now you know you ready for the day,
Come on.
right? You in position, you on time, right?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? That make that this is small things. This is small
Small
things,
things, man.
small things, and if you can do that for 30 days, it becomes a habit.
It
Yep.
becomes a habit.
So we want to encourage those small things. I was just putting up something
Mhm.
about making my bed. I
Yeah.
always get
Oh,
up out the
really?
bed. And I was just saying, I was like, some of you folks just wake up and don't even make your bed. And it was because it was about being organized,
Mhm,
unorganized.
mhm.
When you don't, and I know this about myself, when I don't wake up, eat in the morning, make my bread, make my bed,
Right, right.
and be prepared for the day, I'm thrown off some way or another.
Unbalanced.
I'm unbalanced.
Yep. And my mom used to make us do it, and it's a habit for me
Mhm.
now, So it's critical.
See?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Come on.
So Mickey gonna provide us with the numbers of the updates. Okay, so we got Eric Mays with 131 votes in the first ward. Tanya Rising with 16. Second, this is the good stuff right here. Liddell Lewis 113, Sister Muhammad 114. All right, Mr. Sister Muhammad. Doing over it. AC with the 100 strong 100. We gonna have to check the numbers on that when we said 179. Yes, sir.
I thought fourth ward.
My bad. My bad. 4-4. K Fields got 106. Judy Priestley 145.
So 141 what?
K Fields got 106 votes. Judy Presley got 145.
K Fields with 106 and Judy P with 145. How much did Eastside Cliff get in? Eastside ain't nobody mess with Eastside. Eastside Cliff man, call us Eastside. I've heard about this. Hold on. Come on, baby.
Got
Come on,
two.
boy. Eastside stepping up, man.
Fifth, yeah.
So Jerry Wimpy Carter in the fifth ward with 155 and Joseph S with 120. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Tanya Burns got 234. M Live known for putting out fake news. So, yes, sir.
Is this the old one, man? This can't be. This can't be the. Could be that. Okay, they got Ward 8, Griggs 116, Dennis Pfeiffer 142.
So you said Griggs had 114 and Dennis 116 and Dennis Pfeiffer with 142. Okay.
I'm gonna offer all new city council people the chance to learn Robert's rules,
Come on now.
just so y'all. Let's start there. Let's start the new cycle good.
Come on.
Yeah, 9.
Ward 9.
So Eva with 115 and Steve Barber with 105, 102, 102. So 115 and 102. I think this is just election day count though, right? I think it's election day. This is just for election day. But you still got the absentee ballots. Okay. All right, well, Those some good numbers to report out on. Let's look at that, brother Rouse. What you thinking? Let's go through first through 9.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, 131 to 16. Mm.
I knew Eric was strong in the first ward anyway, so it wasn't even like I just,
I
it
thought
wasn't
more
just I was
people
just saying
come
some
out. I
stuff.
thought more people would have came out though.
Why? They all thought he was the only person on the ballot.
I think they just felt he was a shoe-in.
Yeah,
I
sure
just thought
win.
that was that.
They thought he was gonna win regardless.
But I'm pretty sure if you not count absentee ballots, I know that he has a lot of absentee folks. So
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
I would look for more numbers coming out of the first.
Okay. Second ward, 113 to 114.
Now this is the second ward is the ward to watch.
Really, man.
You got to highlight on second, third, and fifth and seventh. So if you're looking at the second ward, they neck and neck, 113 and 114.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking at that now, you got Liddell Lewis, you got Sister Audrey Muhammad, two sisters battling it out in the second ward. We need some folks that's gonna stand on principle. I'm glad that people came out and supported. We should have had 500 apiece for them. At least it should have been in the thousands because that's a determining role.
And that's a big win. That's a
This is a
powerful
big
ward.
win.
But it's a powerful ward.
Very powerful. This is Civic Park.
Come on.
Historic. Right. So you got a lot of elders in that area.
Yeah, homeowners.
A lot of homeowners and taxpayers. So that's a strong ward.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see
how them numbers gonna change, in the morning. Cause like you say, absentee, early voting.
So we definitely gonna keep an eye on that, and I think they supposed to be doing updates around the clock. So, but it's promising,
right?
I guess we glad that we did get people to come out to vote, whether it was 200 people to come to vote.
Third ward again, we got 100, 179. AC 100, Quincy 179. That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
That's interesting.
Very interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We leave it at that. Fourth ward.
We leave it at that.
106 to 145.
I'm actually happy about that. I ain't even gonna play
with
you.
K Field.
K Field not she K Field got one. She got 106. 106, and Judy has
145.
I'm okay with that. Judy, what's up, girl? We shout out to you, Judy. I know you're Trump Field, Trump Nation.
Trump Nation.
Take all the Trump signs down. We might can call you in on the show one day.
We can still call her in. Even with her Trump,
even with her Trump sign, we're gonna call you in. We're gonna call you
with her Trump juice.
With her Trump juice.
We can handle her.
We can handle you.
Come on in, Judy.
But
Judy.
She did say that she is working with Eastside Cliff, and they are out there ready to walk around the neighborhood and see what the needs are for the city's fourth ward, East Side. There's a lot of information and a lot of interesting things taking place on the East Side. I come up around that way, and East Side always felt like it was its own section. So hopefully we can go ahead and really just get into it and make sure folks got clean yards, and the dogs are not just roaming free all through the neighborhood, and blight is being addressed. But then also there's an action plan for the folks in the fourth, because a lot of times we be feeling like, we don't even connect with the fourth.
And I wish that, that all throughout all of the wards, I wish they would really work with a component where these homeowners and renters would have some money to start refurbishing their homes.
Come on now.
And we need to take land bank back. Those should be some
cornerstones.
Those should be some cornerstones that the new council will be engaged in, as far as my sister say, thinking outside the box. We need to get outside the box. But home improvement should be at the top of the list.
Come on now.
We need to really work on refurbishing a home, a real good 5-point or 10-point effort, and we can mandate it for the next 10 years. But we can start this summer along with Habitat for Humanity.
Come on,
AmeriCorps,
bringing
in some other, even the armed services, because many of them are not fighting wars anymore. And we can call this a disaster area that needs some help because of the water.
Yeah.
So we can really, 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 man, that refurbishing our community should be at the top of the list.
And we have dollars and we have resources available for that. So even out of that 94 million that came to the city,
Mhm.
maybe we kind of see or speak with the incoming council.
Okay.
How can we appropriate dollars towards repairs and renovations?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
that's something that we can do as a community. Because remember, that is our money. That's free money.
Okay.
Say free money, but it's free money. But the community should determine and dictate how those dollars are being used.
Make it make sense.
And what better way than beautifying our city?
Oh man.
I know.
That's
We
block by
town
block.
halls.
What'd you say, sis?
I said that how we do that is by, they not required to have coffee hours like state reps and stuff. But what we can do as community members is request town halls and community meetings to discuss that, and we can run them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's get in position. Let's be a proactive community.
Proactive
Exactly.
community.
That's what we can say. Like
that's what we used to be.
That's what we used to be back in
Fred
back
Tucker
in that day.
now?
Man, I'm telling you,
Man.
Fred, man. If we had that Fred Tucker energy on city council, I'm hoping that that's
Pastor
the case.
Aldridge.
Pastor Aldridge, right? Fred McCree, willing to step down from the top spot.
Come on, man.
Come
top
on
spot.
down and get in the field, baby. That's
baby.
some real stuff. Yeah, he has a champion for life. So
Champion
hopefully
for
that
life.
type of resonates with the new group that's coming in. Maybe that's something that we can do as a community. Maybe part of the community conversations, we should be developing a community plan.
Yes.
And then you start talking about renovating properties. That's one thing. We got to have something for our youth. We got to have,
right.
We got to have something in place for the youth. Maybe
Right.
we can put dollars towards a community center.
Yes.
Open up a spot in different quadrants of the city so folks have easy access to these places with libraries and books, a tutor on board. Like we need to be innovative about building them up.
Right.
Maybe even some mental health
that's big.
A clinic in there, right?
Yes,
we need to be
that's
able
big.
to address
Especially
some of these
after
issues. Right.
Oh,
after
that's
COVID,
big.
after the water crisis, all that.
Radiation.
But we, and you know, environmental injustice. So, and then advocacy, because we really want to set the tone, like you was talking about. We don't want to get burnt out, but you want to set the tone for the next one's coming up. You want to be able to have some type of incubator where they learn about city ordinance, teaching city ordinance, teaching to be about delegates. Because right now we should be filling up some delegate roles with some young folks. Our children, get them in there right now, grandchildren, all that.
Right.
But we should be able to establish and let them know the roles and responsibilities of their elected.
About legislating, about how to write a bill.
How to write a bill.
We did that in school.
Right. We did too in school.
Yeah.
But not now.
Right. But that's the type
their
of
community are doing it because they, a lot of their community up there in Capital Atlanta now got those intern jobs. Don't get it twisted.
So we should be
my
making.
nephew had one of the intern jobs.
So we should be making a gateway towards, a pathway towards that if they want to get into public service.
Right. We need to bring back even back in the day. You remember we had the police cadets.
That's the public safety. We should have dollars to. We don't need a $300,000
helicopter. Come on,
or
brother.
a $300,000 drone.
Come on.
This fool and spent $300,000 on a drone.
Come on.
Like that wasn't what we did. We could have activated those young cadets.
Yes,
and they could have been walking the streets.
Come on.
Helping out elders on the block. I mean, it's some different stuff that we could have been doing.
That's forward thinking, and that's thinking that you care about the people as opposed to continue to penalize or punish the people.
Come on now.
See, that's the difference. But
we got to start. The thing about that, right? So we got all of these ideas, but these is just ideas, and then we go and ask them for it instead of implementing it. And I'm serious. Like we don't implement it. We ask for our help. We ask for the savior. We ask for that stuff instead of just implementing and saying, hey, "We got this. This is what we got. This is what we would like you to do." And coming with them with the plan already. You asking them to do all these stuff when they got 100 other things to do. Sometimes we really actually do not understand what they do either. Like we don't. And so like they got all this other stuff going on, but guess what we can do is that forward thinking. We can create these things. We can create these programs.
That's what we here for.
And then we can implement them and then request them to do these things. And where's the no? Because it's already done.
Come on.
No, we can. We need
represent
to be doing
your community now. This is what we're asking you to do. And here's some ways that we can do it. Sometimes we got to demand it too. The other times, I ain't all sweet all the time either. Sometimes you got to demand it. Sometimes you got to demand that. We got all of these things, but when we going to come together as that collective,
like you said, organize,
strategize, and get it done. That's forward thinking. That's a foundation.
Maybe we can start at least, having that dialogue. on Saturdays, the first and third Saturdays is community conversation.
Yep.
So I feel like maybe, when I know COVID is around, but you can also hop on the stream, y'all, because you can hop on the broadcast and put some ideas down if you got some ideas, some concepts you would like to introduce. But then also let's just really kind of start working on that community master plan. And then that's something that we can all stamp together. We can revise however we need. But I think, it'll start setting the tone for the right direction for us. We're not waiting on nobody to have a plan for us, and that's what we should never do. But we are really proactive about recreating what we want to see based on our needs.
Okay, and can we change the name? Because can it be an engagement plan? I just hate that master plan.
Yeah, I was just saying. I was just using that as a. I was trying to stump on. I was trying to stump on the city master plan, right? You know what I'm saying?
Fifth Ward.
Right, the Mott's master plan. We ain't trying to do that. We talking about urban community plan.
Fifth Ward, we have Winfrey Carter 155 and JS 120.
So
Fifth Ward.
we need Winfrey to continue.
Yeah,
and what about the young lady, the write-in? Was it what was the votes? Should have been other.
Technician.
What was the so in the Fifth Ward, right? You had Cherry Winfrey and you had Joe. What was the write-in? And then what was the write-in? Because there was a write-in in there. Lacey. Ain't sure. Okay, no, that's fine. So we got Jerry, and we got Joe. The others. Okay. No, it's cool. It's cool. If you get it, that's cool. But right now we got Jerry at 155 and we got Joe at 120. We need to retain the Fifth Ward. The Fifth Ward is a very 9. Okay. 9 votes for the write-in. Okay, the Fifth Ward is in a transitional position, right? It covers some of the downtown, north side, and the east side. It's like right there in the center. So that's gonna be a pivotal place. You got the University Park over there. You got Smith Village. You got Metawanee Hills. You got all these different new sectors that's coming out, right? Yeah. So we got to be on point. And I just hope that folks in the Fifth understand that we need a visionary there, right? And Jerry has been doing the work. She's out there walking the streets, connecting with folks and seeing what the needs are. If there's some things that residents need her to do, she's responsive. And so I want to make sure that, we keep that strong presence in the Fifth. I'm gonna say that.
But even with Miss Jerry, we got to be honest. She has to be somewhat a little bit more guided and more committed, and we got to be, we have to be stepping up and helping her in that vein. To be honest,
No, you absolutely right. See, Jerry, I hope we're gonna call Jerry in too. I hope that you're listening, Jerry.
Sit down, yeah.
We gotta have a real sit down. Same thing with Monica.
Monica,
I know we be having our conversations, but at the same time, you gotta understand. You gotta listen to the residents. You gotta listen to the constituents. And if folks are saying this for a reason, they saying it because they mean it. And some of the decisions that you make, I may scratch my head, and I'll be frustrated with that too. But we need to have some real understanding, and everything ain't gonna be right. Everything ain't gonna go according to plan, but we gotta have some true honesty. You gotta be willing to be led, because at the end of the day, you work for the people.
And transparency.
You gotta be transparent
and make it make sense.
And making it make sense, right? Not just doing it. I know everybody got side jobs and side hustles, but listen, on this position, on this post, we need you to represent for us.
Right.
So that's not what you want to do for yourself or what you think that's needed or what you feel that the community want. It's about what those people are saying that they need in the area.
So can you elaborate on make it make sense?
Okay. Clearly, when a lot of times politicians can fudge some things that they're doing, and it makes sense for them, but not for our community.
Okay.
So when we say make it make sense, we're trying to use a temperate way, a more respectful way, that they on some BS. Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. And that'd be a background conversation. Listen, when we have sit downs with our elected officials, leaders, or whatever, even with each other. It's okay to sit down and have a conversation that's constructive, right? If I disagree with some stuff that you got going on, it's no problem with us sitting down and us having a real doozy, right? Have a
Right.
real conversation and come to some resolutions because
Right.
that's what we expected as people. So it's not being you ain't got to worry about being caught out.
Right.
If you're elected official, that's what's gonna happen.
Right.
You gonna get caught out, whether you're
Right.
doing something good or not. Somebody ain't gonna be satisfied with you, so it's okay.
Right.
It's not about catching feelings or not, but it's like really listening.
Listen.
Like, okay, well, listen, I can see that this person has a gripe with me, and I want to be better. That's how you be better. Okay, let me see if I could be a better listener to see how I can hear the issue of this problem, but then really address the root of the issue.
Right.
That's a skill.
Mhm.
And that's what y'all should be displaying on that council.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be talking and just feeling like, you got to go ahead and, set the tone for something. But it's like more or less like, okay, listening is the key.
Listening.
And once you listen, if you active listening, then you know what's being said.
And back to what you said about not no dictatorship. Because again, it's got to be when we have a conversation, there's less confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said earlier about the engagement plan, there's got to be some kind of understanding about getting back to owning our own trash trucks.
Come
I
on
mean,
now.
we got to really think about when you talk about a new administration, we got to talk about some things
Mm-hmm.
till we get back to ownership.
And so,
Ain't
and
no 50-year tax abatement.
mhm.
You don't give nobody no 50-year tax abatement.
And you ain't got no money or
And
in a
you ain't got
position to do it.
who can do that?
Right.
That's insane. So that needs to be a change.
Mm-hmm.
That's what power do. It change things.
Right.
Donald Trump. Okay, Sixth Ward. Sixth Ward.
Donald J. Trump.
Donald J. Trump. Sixth
Sixth
Ward.
Ward is an interesting ward. I'm gonna have to say, we have been working with Miss Perkins actually, and just trying to see the turnout, how that looks. What was the numbers on that?
We got TB 234 and Miss CP 207.
See,
Miss Perkins 207.
I don't know how I feel about that.
That's gonna be interesting.
That's gonna be.
Burns is in another world. So.
She is burning up for crime. I'm just. I think that's her motto. I'm burning up for crime. she didn't ring. Yeah, we gonna bring in Diane. We gonna bring you in because we got to talk to you about all type of stuff, right? That's just how it go. And you know what I mean? And
I hope she accepted the invitation.
I know she will. All we gotta do is get channel 12 or something in here and park the truck outside. She gonna pull up.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it. Let's start a beef around the corner. Let's let off a couple shots. You gonna be just let off a couple shots behind the buildings. You gonna show up, pop up. Like, how did you?
Only in America.
I'm gonna light a fire in the trash can and see if she come up. Like New York.
They said, look, she listened to her scanner.
She got the scanner. She got the scanner right now.
So for real, so look.
What about the ones who didn't win? Y'all gonna bring them back?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Rich. We all Rich is. Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, he always equal. We definitely, even if you didn't win the election, we definitely look forward to working with you.
Because there's some work for you to do. We
Yeah.
keep saying, man, we all in this. Everybody this time around, there's something for everybody to do, guys. We're trying to move our city forward.
Mm-hmm.
And we need everybody on board. So
Mhm.
that's what we got to do, guys. We got to stop this drama.
Yeah.
There's some
Right.
work that needs to be done, and there's a little bit for look. We got mentoring. We got some
Yeah.
places. We got some stuff for y'all
All
to do.
type of stuff on the table.
Come on now.
Mhm.
I was saying, like, really, it ain't no permanent friends or enemies in politics, man. Not if you really representing just the community and not people, right? There is never gonna be any permanent friends or permanent enemies. No, you do not owe any person your loyalty. Only people that you owe your loyalty to is the community. And if at any given point in time that you stop representing that community, then you effed up. If at any given time you get your stuff together and you come back, then you are on our team. And if we living like this though, with that, we represent the community and the community no matter what, because I think, that loyalty stuff that we allowing people to kill us because we don't want to, talk to other people. Like we don't want to, have, conversations. We don't want to do what we need to do to build our community for real, for real.
That's the question I got for y'all. How is y'all gonna deal with the new council people that's coming in?
You know,
The ones who kept their seat,
mhm.
who didn't lose their seat. So y'all can go at them about changing the
You got to talk to every person, man. You can't, like,
Mhm.
even people that you disagree with, you got to
Yeah.
talk to every person. These personal feelings are personal feelings.
Mhm.
That's what they are, personal feelings. They ain't got nothing to do with the community. Your feelings towards this person or that person that ain't necessarily about the politics or the policies or the things that they do, then yeah, that's gone.
Mhm.
Because there is no way that we gonna be able to build our community or have real unity or have real solidarity if we just, loyal people.
No. Are they about to call in?
Hey, hey.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, actually, what we should do, we should interview, we should meet with all the incoming with this new council, right? At least set the tone, have conversations. Let's keep that positivity high with them,
Yes.
right? We set the tone early and like had these discussions. Like, come on, it's really like training, like
Yeah,
you
give
said, the
them that
training, the
chance.
mindset
You gotta
to
give them
work
that
together.
chance first.
Yeah, we're gonna give
No,
them a chance. We're gonna do that.
you gotta give them that chance first.
Mhm.
It should be them having a fresh outlook.
It should be.
She do it right the first time, like I said, with Jerry Ricardo.
Mhm.
She done been in the seat, so now she should know how the things work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
you got to show up this time.
That's
This ain't
what
this
we're
ain't the,
thinking,
this
but
ain't the
now
rookie season no more.
it's over with.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
she should know how to
Mhm.
go. I mean, all the ones, even Ed, you've been there long enough.
Yeah.
You're a councilman.
Mhm.
You know how to work. The foolishness should be cut out of it.
No, listen. Even the same thing with E. Don't get it twisted now. Even with Eric,
Right,
the same
right,
thing, bro. We holding you accountable.
Yes, sir.
And all that stuff go on, and it's a bit. If it's a big circus taking place and it's garbage going on, then we got to call you out, and we're gonna really be serious about it. We're gonna sit you out. We're gonna sit you down like we normally do, have conversations, before we have understandings. But no, we're not playing with nobody.
Yeah, man.
What's going on with your boy?
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing, man? Y'all good? Who
Man,
we got
chilling,
in the
man.
middle there?
And don't be worried about all that, man. Where you at? Where you at?
I'm with
Y'all can hear him through
Okay.
you.
Sixth Ward candidate Claudia Perkins,
Come on now,
Second Ward
Claudia.
candidate Sister Audrey Muhammad. You know
Come
what?
on.
In the house.
You got the queens with you, man. Oh man,
Yes,
listen, the
sir.
W
Yes,
with you.
sir.
You in good company, Rich. What's going on, man? So where
I'm
y'all at?
always in good company
I'm telling you.
because I'm good company.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
you are.
right.
Yeah, you are. So what's your take on the numbers from the election thus far?
Oh man, from what I'm hearing, man, it's gonna be interesting because it looked like they're working their way down towards the polls that I worked hard in. So we're gonna
Mhm.
see how far that third ward count.
Okay, okay.
But you
Yeah,
gotta also remember that you gotta you to your word you're talking about the absentee vote count.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That number
Yeah,
hasn't been
cause
counted yet.
remember in that school board election, that them numbers just went wiggity boom.
Yeah, that's what I was. We
Yeah,
gotta watch this
when they
the absentee.
drop them absentee, that just switched that way around.
Right, right.
So
Mm.
you know what I wish?
What's that?
I wish they would count the absentees first and have them already ready to roll on election night so we can get to these polls. That way people can have a better application as far as running around to these polls asking about the numbers.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that would have been definitely helpful if they would have counted them because they already had them ballots. So
Man,
they would have counted them. Got it. That would have helped.
this is something that should have been done 1,000 elections ago.
Actually, that's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
very
you
unique
know. So okay.
I
petition
mean,
right there.
like real talk, man. They make things harder for themselves than they should,
Yeah.
and they also are can
Look
credit
at the
themselves
picture of
for
Muhammad
being a
Ismail
part of
in
this
school.
low turnout. Hey, man, y'all know we done made history today backwards.
How?
We had more people vote in the primary than we did in the general.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, we done made history.
How you figure that? We still got to count the absentee ballots.
And you know who finna be walking through the hood mad tomorrow, don't
Who?
you? You looking at them.
Oh man.
You
Oh man,
looking
come
at
on. I know you was gonna
Rich.
be
And you know
coming
what? I
through
got the
somewhere.
words for them too, cause they gonna give me all kind. I'm guarantee you, I'm gonna get about 75 excuses tomorrow,
I
and
know
then
that's
I'm gonna
right,
get
man.
about 50 people talking about they forgot all about voting.
And
And,
then
and listen,
that's when you just walk away from them.
Yeah,
Let me tell you,
right.
let me tell you the bad part about that.
Right.
25 of them people that's gonna tell me they forgot to vote got a yard sign in their yard.
Oh no, man.
With the date and everything. Oh, it's today.
You can kick them in their
Right.
nose.
Right, man. Everybody who didn't vote today need their teeth kicked in. Hey, Rich, man, let us go ahead and get some shine with Sister Claude. Let's see how she feeling right now.
Let me see if she done with the news. Once she get that microphone in front of her, it's in front of her.
Yeah.
Y'all want to holler at my sister Muhammad?
Yeah.
Rich,
Sister
Rich
Muhammad,
reporting live
Yeah,
on the
one y'all
scene, baby.
and hold. Wait a
you are
minute. I'm
live
loud getting close
reporter.
to the mic. Hey, listen. Talk to her long enough for me to fix the plate. Need half of it.
All right, man. Put us a plate up too, man.
Huh?
Put us a plate up too. The show.
All three of us.
All four of us.
Four
Not
of
not
us.
me.
All four of
Not
y'all?
me. I don't want nothing.
Still four of us.
Excuse me.
Half of it, fix it, half of it, huh?
He said what?
Hey, look who else we got in the house.
Yeah.
I know who that young lady
Get,
is.
get on the line. Let's see how she feeling.
Hey there.
Hey, my sister.
What's
Hey.
what's going on, Laura?
We're waiting here with Sister Audrey and Claudia, waiting for the election results.
Yeah.
Hoping for a new
Hey,
day. New outcome.
she been forgetting about me lately, but me and her can talk Wednesday. I couldn't say nothing.
No.
I
We're
couldn't
not
say
forgetting
nothing
about
to her. I
you.
couldn't say nothing to her the last couple
We
times.
never forget about you, Rich.
I
Right?
know that. I know she
All
All
ain't
right, let
forget
me go
about
and
you,
get
man.
this phone to Sister Audrey. Oh, she's trying to fix the place. She's so wrong.
Hey, Lord, make sure they got
Oh
the
no, here
place
she
ready
go. Here
for
she
us.
go. You lie.
Thank you. How you doing, Miss Laura?
Hey there.
Hey, what's up, sister?
Hey,
How you
Queen.
doing? How
We
y'all doing
excited.
out there?
We
All is
excited to hear
well.
your voice.
It's good to hear y'all voices
We're very
Hey,
too.
proud of you.
hey.
Very proud of
Yeah.
you.
We've been
Very
out there
proud of
since
you.
early this morning.
Yes,
Yeah. You stay out there though.
we
Yeah,
proud of
That's
you, sister.
we proud of you. You did a
thank
phenomenal. You ran a phenomenal campaign. We just
Yeah.
super proud of you. You know, so
thank you all.
we just love
Thank
your spirit.
yes, thank you. I appreciate it. You know what? Y'all been so supportive from day
Mhm.
one.
Come on
Oh,
now.
Day
yes,
one,
ma'am.
never failed. You all have always been so supportive and everything. It really is. We got a lot of. I always say it. We got a lot of beautiful people around here, and people
Mhm.
like to be supportive. Is even more so fulfilling for me
Come
because then
on
that
now.
show you that they're there to support you, and you can support them, and you can get out there. We can get some work done.
Come
That's
Yes.
what
on
we're
now.
gonna
Yeah.
get done.
Beautiful.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's right,
Beautiful.
sister.
we
Yeah.
gotta get it done.
Mhm.
That look, that must be
Oh my
Mickey. That
goodness.
must be
Back
Mickey.
then on
Mickey,
some
I
bull
owe you.
That's our technician.
Right. He that's the first time he pulled that out too. What is that?
Oh, Mickey, I can't believe you did Sister Muhammad like that. Now, come
Right.
on.
We can't get a
You should have did Rich Jones.
Well, we give
You
you
should did
a dun
Rich.
dun dun dun.
He should have did Rich Jones like that.
You should have did
It
Rich
was
like
so
that.
funny.
Right. But no, he was just trying out. He was trying out some stuff,
He
man.
got
Don't
new
be trying-
toys. He got new toys now.
Okay,
Man,
He
got
was
new
trying to
toys.
get it to
know.
Rich, but it was a delay on it. It was a delay. But no, so you feeling comfortable with what you did and how the turnout's gonna be? Talk to us.
Yeah, yes, I am. I'm feeling comfortable. Oh, sorry about that. I'm feeling
Mhm.
very comfortable that for everything that we did today. I mean, at the end, near the end, I tell you what, I had great people, my family, my friends, everybody that was there helping us in the end. Eric Mays came and stood side by side with me. He let me leave and go and check the other sites while he was there holding it down. He's a
Wow.
trooper.
That's
Eric
big.
is a trooper, that's for sure. My friend Vicky came out, my son came
Come
out,
on.
his girlfriend came out, my daughters and them other
Okay.
family friends just popped in and out. We had a lot of them to come in, and it was wonderful. Like I tell
Come
you,
on
all
now.
day long, we just did it.
See, we,
Yep.
you know, when it's time, you know, them real folks gonna stand behind you. They're gonna be there for you. And
then
you
the
ain't never had
phone
to worry
calls
about it.
to check. People calling, checking, making sure we okay, we running all right and everything. It was just wonderful. It really was. I couldn't ask for a better team to be out there. People from other people's campaign was out there helping too. You know, they gave us a relief and a break. They said, give me your flyers and we'll pass them out for you while you go and use the bathroom or whatever else.
Come
you
on
know,
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come
it just,
on
I
now.
mean, the love that was shown out there, you can't match it. That's it.
You can't.
That's
There's a lot
good.
of love.
And
Lot
see,
of
when
love.
you say that, you know, when you
Yeah.
say that, my sister, those
Lot of
things
love.
that,
And you
that
know
we
what?
need to build on.
I'll even say this, even for the opponents that was out there, we showed just genuine love, which we need more of in our
Yes,
community.
ma'am.
So it wasn't like we was like, oh no, I'm running against you, so no, I'm not gonna talk to you. No, we talked to one another.
Thank
We
you.
still
Right.
communicated. We
Come
still
on
made
now.
sure we was
Yeah.
all comfortable. If I
That's
drink,
right.
you drink. If
Come
I
on
had
now.
something to snack
Yeah.
on, you had something to snack on. That's the
Thank
love we
you.
gotta start
Come on,
giving
man.
to
Listen.
one another.
See, that's it.
Man, I
That's
love
now that's what we
it.
love.
Man, that was
Yeah,
Because
powerful.
even if tomorrow we still got to work together, we got
Right.
some
That's
issues
right.
that got to be addressed.
See, and I'm finna make y'all mad because I had a whole bunch of fish hoagies out there for the people that work.
Oh,
And
hush!
look,
Don't start it. Now we gonna come
and it
through
wasn't
this.
even,
We gonna come
and
through
it
this
wasn't just my
laptop
team
on
that
you.
got it.
You
I
need to
fed the
leave that
other teams
alone.
too. I fed everybody. We
Don't
fed
But you ain't
now
everybody.
you
saved
wrong.
none.
You
You ain't
wrong.
But that's
say
okay, because
You
I'm
none.
gonna have to get us a
None.
day. We're going to have to take care of
We was
everybody. We're
rolling
gonna have
with
to
you.
do us
Not
another. We're gonna have us another good day. We are. Sister Ursina came out. Sister Ursina came out and did her thing.
Give me
I
my stick.
called her this morning. I
Yeah.
said, I need your help. And she took care of it and set up our lunches and brought them all to us. Make sure when we went to pick them up, we was good and straight.
all
The
right.
people
Well, when you
loved
leave
it.
there, bring us something to eat down here. We at the office.
We
Come
working.
down right now. If you
working.
want to show some real love.
We working live.
Nah,
I
sausages in a
know.
blanket.
Yep.
He's talking about sausage.
There y'all go. There y'all go with y'all jokes. Y'all know y'all
Oh
too funny.
man.
Y'all are y'all jokes. Y'all is a mess. Y'all a mess. Look who's walking behind me. There you go.
Where he
That's
at?
Rich.
Let me see.
The Rich took off. Where you at, Rich? Let me see where you at behind me. There you go.
Hey, listen, I still got everything in.
I know that's right.
Oh man, come on. We already seen Rich.
Rich got some
I don't.
grits and shrimp.
He back here walking back and forth. They all full of plates. We got some pulled turkey up here.
Walking around with empty plates.
We about to have some pulled
Why did he eat
barbecue
that already?
turkey sandwiches.
That already. That boy, something else, man.
He was
Did
like,
he
let
go
me get
for the
my break
food?
while she sucking.
Dog got 4 empty plates. I don't know whether he ate it or but he.
Where's Miss Perkins? Can we talk to Miss Perkins?
He on his way, but you know what? He helping serve people. He going up there. We got some pulled barbecue turkey, and that's what we have pulled barbecue turkey sandwich.
See, now you wrong.
Turkey?
You wrong. You
Oh my
just
goodness.
teasing
Got to
us.
be a part of the
How
after
you doing
party.
us like that?
Where's this
We
at?
got taken care of. Well, we up at Claudia's church up here on Carpenter Road.
Tell
Up
Miss
here,
Claudia
Pastor
send us
Powell's
a
church.
car down here with
I'm
some
gonna have to go-
food.
Right, seriously. We want
Somebody get in the
Let me see
car,
where
bring us
Claudia is.
down. We working hard too. We sweating.
I know. I'm at the tell. Oh, there she go over there, Claudia.
Claudia, bring us some food.
I'm gonna bring his phone over there. I'm gonna walk through here and get it over here to her.
Yeah, get it.
Hey, Claudia, they saying we wrong because you got barbecue pulled pork.
I'm hungry.
Hello there.
Hey, what's up, sister?
We on the show live, sister.
Hi, darling. How are you?
Living life.
Come get a piece of cake.
Hey, I know I got
Hey,
no time to
What's
give me
going
like
on,
2 plates.
mama?
beautiful.
I got a full sheet cake. It's waiting on you.
Feed me. Feed me.
I got some barbecue pulled
Don't be teasing
turkey.
us. You better put something in the car and bring it to us.
And then I got
Yeah, we see you gonna tie
some
you up.
ground turkey and my baked beans, baby.
Oh my God, I love them beans. You know I love them beans.
You know, Fli-City,
My stomach is just right for them.
I have eaten
I
all
can't hardly
day.
hear for them.
Do you think you can send a car
Hey,
down with a?
G,
Yeah,
help yourself. Get
You
on
can send
line.
a
Just
Get
car
in.
a
down with
plate.
some food.
get a
4
car.
plates.
5 plates.
Can you,
Five plates.
Mama? Can you send? Look
I
at she
love
keep
you.
that
I
right
love
there
you.
now. She
I'll be
excited.
in
Politicking
touch with
now.
you.
Come on, stop
Okay,
politicking.
let
Feed
me go
us.
back over
Feed
here.
us. Feed your
I can't
baby.
hear for them,
You
so I'm
Feed
gonna
your
go in
baby.
another
Yeah,
room.
you ain't sat down yet.
Bobby, you politicking with your eyes. Come on, mama.
Claudia.
Okay, I'm back now because I
Hey,
had to get
Feed
out of the
us.
room with all them
Send us a
heathens.
car. Send
all
us a
right,
car.
can we get a plate though?
5
Cause we
plates.
down here
5
working and
plates.
we hungry.
5 plates.
Hold on,
Y'all
Miss
just come
Claudia.
on
I
up
know you
here.
love me.
Why don't you send one of your gophers up here?
Can you send Cole down? Cole bringing some plates. Give us at least 5
Who is
plates.
that? Well, let me tell you.
Rich.
Rich done. He went over there and got a bowl. He
Rich bought a bro from home. This is
Rich is
ridiculous. I'm
terrible.
speaking Rich right
Rich is
now.
terrible.
I
But
can't
listen,
deal.
I'm
speaking
gonna.
Rich right
How
now.
many of y'all is it?
It's 5 of us, but bring us 10 just to be on the safe side. 'Cause we got the flow and dough going. People just
I don't
walking
think they're
in. We
gonna
got
let
some
me
saying in.
leave, but I'm gonna try and get Rich to bring it to you.
No, not yeah. Rich gonna be slow. Rich gonna be stopping off in the
I'm gonna
third
cut
ward
a cake.
somewhere with the plates.
I'm gonna
And we
cut.
ain't
I'm
even gonna
gonna
see
cut
the
a.
place.
I'm gonna be
I'm
home
gonna.
already. I'm gonna be
I'm
with
gonna
the
cut a.
kids.
I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna
Rich
cut a
gonna do
plate of
100
cake.
and lack plates
Let-
all over in the backseat.
Listen, I was looking at the numbers just now,
Yeah.
and it said that she had 234 and I had 207, but there's only 40. There's 44% more
In.
that they have to count.
Correct.
So
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. The people will speak or not. And
Yeah.
if they don't speak correctly, I'm still an activist and I'm still me.
Come on, baby.
Come
That's,
through.
That's right. We
that's
got
who
Come
work
I
through,
to
am.
do.
Queen.
We
Come
still
through,
got work to
sister.
do.
That's
Come
what
through,
queens
sister.
do.
Come on
They
now.
rule.
Come on now.
You the true
But I'm
epiphany.
gonna be trying to win now. But don't get me wrong. I believe in this city. I believe in trying to turn this mess around.
Come on
I
now.
believe I can work across the aisle and
Hmm?
under the aisle, through the aisle. I can do it
Come
all.
on. Come on now.
But it is what it is. But I'm
Well,
still a queen. And what do queens do? They rule, baby. They
They
rule.
do. That's what they do,
I was
sister.
trying to tell you, though,
So
you absolutely right. And we
I
definitely
ran a
proud of
good
you.
race. I do know that.
We
I ran
proud
a
of you
good
for running a
race.
phenomenal race.
Yeah,
That's
we are. We're
correct.
really proud of you,
We
sister.
are. We are
And
super
I
proud of
love
you.
y'all. I love my
Mhm.
community, but I love y'all specific.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna just
Oh,
say that.
Thank you so much.
you
Yeah,
so sweet.
y'all
We
my
love you.
children. You know that. You know it.
We
And I
love
had a
you
lot of
too.
support. And I just want to thank everybody that supported me because I had a lot of good support, and I know that.
Yes.
So, with some underhanded things done in this race, I'm not going to say who. I
Hmm.
didn't like some of the things that I saw, you
Yep.
know, and I
Hmm.
don't like disloyalty at all.
I'm with you
And
on that.
I've been loyal to some people and they turned
Hmm.
their back on me and I helped them till the
Hmm.
bitter end. They
Come
know
on
who
now.
they are.
Come
They
on.
know who they are. And the very
We do
people that
too.
tore some of them down is the very people they put their stock in and worked against somebody who helped them. So I'm a
Come on.
loyal
All right.
G. That's who I am.
She said I'm a loyal G. Hey, you
So
see, I love,
Sorry.
bless you. We love you. We love and
I love
respect and
you too,
appreciate
baby.
you. You
I
mean a lot to
appreciate
this
you.
community, and we always gonna big step behind you.
Well, you know what? I put a life's work in. A lot of your families I have taken care of throughout the years when
That's
I
right.
was in the UAW. I was the
That's
only
right.
African
Right.
American female to be the highest position in the UAW, which meant
Mm-hmm.
that I went into a situation that was white male dominated. And I
Uh huh.
clawed my way from the bottom all the way to the top. And
Come
they
on
couldn't
now.
do anything with me. And I was helping our people, especially because they were being
Come
misused on
on.
every hand.
Yeah. That's what
So
we need.
I did my job, and I'm the
Mm-hmm.
only executive Black female in the history of the region. You know,
Come on. Come on
I've
now.
done so much work in this community that my big, huge portrait hangs in the Flint Institute of Art Museum.
Come
And you
on.
know what?
As it
I've
should.
gotten I've gotten awards from many of the mayors that have come through this city.
I got awards with Inez Brown. We both got some at the same time together from
Come
different
on now.
mayors. I have been around the world in the news media. I led 10 major strikes. I've been hit with tear gas on picket lines. I
Come on
fought,
now.
I fought for the rights of the community on so many levels. And
Mm.
there are many people still alive that can attest to that.
Yes.
When Hill Harper saw my resume and bio,
Mm-hmm.
he said it blew him away. He said he understood why they called me queen. He in fact called me a living legend.
You are.
I thank God for that. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
worked with Sister E. Hill Deloney years
Right.
and years and years ago,
Come on
and
now.
with Catherine Blake, you know, with Janice
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad,
Oh
with a whole
man.
bunch of them. So
The Queens.
I work with Francis Cleves, you know, a bunch of them that have gone on, Vera Rising, you know, I'm way back with all of them. So,
Right.
and I helped raise some of their kids, you know, and a lot of them call me Aunt Claudia to this day.
Miss
There
But
you
what I
go.
do
Miss
know
Claudia,
is
how old are you? How old are you, Miss Claudia?
I'll be 70 next year.
Wow, you look
Uh,
good. My
real
sister,
Thank
good.
you.
man.
Right.
Thank you.
Girl,
Yeah.
if you was a
So,
little older,
so
I'd take you out. You too
Man,
young for me.
how you gonna take me
man.
out? You wasn't even born. I remember when your daddy was a your granddaddy. I remember
Listen,
your granddaddy when he was a youngster.
you too young for
Oh,
me. You too young for me. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, Capus, your granddaddy was
That's
my
right.
dear friend. He was one of my dear friends, and
Yeah.
your grandmother Tina, and then
Mm-hmm.
your grandmother Flo. So I
Come on.
mean, hey, I can
My
go
babies.
back.
That's my babies.
I
You
can
know,
go
man.
all the
pop,
way back.
She did the
pop, yeah.
DNA. She did the DNA on
Yes,
you.
I
Yeah.
did.
Now
Cause
my
I
granddad
can.
used to put money behind a lot of those candidates back in the day.
Oh yeah.
He was the numbers man. He was
And
big on
we were good friends, but we
yeah.
kind of back in the day we partied
Yeah,
all
I know your
together.
granddad.
Yeah. No,
Me
he
and Kevin
Kevin
Lynn
Lynn
Jones.
Jones,
Back
yup.
back then he was Booty Green. He wasn't
Hey,
pastor
listen,
nothing.
listen.
He
We too
was
much.
booty.
We on not too much. Too much. Too much. Too much. Too much.
Well, that's okay.
Too much.
I
It's
just
okay.
want you to know I've been around a
Too
while
much.
and I've
Too much.
helped a long time.
Don't spill.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
That's
spill
my
that.
point.
Don't spill
I
that.
have
Too much.
helped this
Not
community a long time.
mm-hmm. Nah, you
But I'm
have.
still here and I thank God.
Nah, you have, and we cherish you.
Get them plates
I can
down here.
I always enjoy hearing the stories and all the history that you've been a part of. You know, it's
Oh
mean a
yeah.
lot, and I take that to the heart. So I
One
appreciate you.
day I'm just gonna send you my resume and bio and you do the math.
I already
You read
got your
it.
resume. You sent it to me 3 times. You
Oh
know I
yeah,
got
yeah,
your
yeah. I
resume.
did
I'm
do
about to
that.
pull it up right
Well,
now.
show it
I'm
to
still
them.
I'm still reading
I read it.
it.
I done seen it.
All right.
I'm still reading. Okay, well, see, you
Well,
know what? We appreciate y'all and make sure y'all getting the place down. The cold leave
yes,
yet?
darling. I'm getting ready to get on top of it now.
Okay, because we about to fall out these chairs.
Hey, Miss
Okay.
Claudia.
But
They
don't
having a
leave
real.
before I get there.
Hey,
Oh
Miss
no, we
Claudia.
here.
They having a real
Yes.
important meeting Saturday at the Kennedy Center on Pearson Road, St. John, from 2 to 5. So
Oh
need you to
yeah,
make
the
it up
St.
there.
John reunion.
Mm-hmm.
They having a meeting up there 2 to 5 Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So
Saturday.
need you to be up there if you can.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Let me go in here and try and wrestle up some grub for y'all.
Thank you. We greatly appreciate it. And we're
Did you
gonna
want
be tapping.
Audrey back?
Yeah, we're gonna be
Did you,
tapping back in with y'all soon.
No,
you want Audrey?
No, we through.
We gonna tap back in with you in a minute.
Okay, baby. All
Okay.
right. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.
Wait, Rich wants you. Hold on.
Yeah.
We trying to get away from Rich.
Yeah, Rich, don't taste them plates. Don't touch the plates, Rich. We don't want them in the lap. The dogs back there, you got the
PSA
dogs.
announcement.
I ain't got time for all that,
PSA
bro.
announcement. I done found out a way to get more people in Flint to vote. Hold on, man. Y'all listen now. Listen. I'm
There you
serious
go.
now. I'm serious.
What?
Listen, I done found out a solution.
What's
We
up,
should
man?
vote on Fridays. The polls should close at 10 o'clock. I promise y'all, we
Okay.
can get a good voter turnout.
Yes, he
Vote
on to
on
something.
Friday
He on to
and
It worked
close
something.
the
though.
polls
That
at 10
worked.
o'clock.
I'm through with this Tuesday stuff. Everybody
And
working.
look and do all the announcement
at Zips or Zaps or whatever that one club is, or Rules where they shoot at it, they shoot each other up out all the time.
Rich, you in rare form right now, baby.
Hey, I'm mad at them for not voting, man.
Uh,
I'm mad at them, man. I was supposed to be.
Don't even do that. Mickey said
I mean,
he
I
want
got,
nothing but the pork.
I got 25 people with yard signs in their yard that didn't vote.
Still done about them yards. Go and put them up. Go and put them up for the next run. We're gonna put them
But
up.
man,
for the
look,
next
man, real talk. We gotta stand strong on this. We're gonna change election day to Friday, and we're gonna close the polls at 10 o'clock.
Come on, baby, you on to
We're gonna
something.
get our numbers up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. We do need to get our numbers
Yeah.
up. Mhm. Hopefully, we might be joking with you, man, but you was
And
out
yeah,
there
that
beating
may
the
sound
streets during
serious,
the
man,
election.
but think about it, dog. But think about it, that will make a difference.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go vote for him, and then we're gonna go party at the club and find out he won.
Rich, man, can you follow Cole in the car, man? Make sure the place get here.
Don't I done lost my chair. They gonna be like,
Hey, Rich.
don't ask me for no dance if you don't got our voter sticker on.
Rich talking about dancing in the club.
Yeah.
He said, "Don't ask me for no dance
Rich,
if you ain't got your voter sticker."
Rich, can you hop in the
Yeah,
lag, man,
man,
and
let's
follow
do it,
Cole
man.
down?
Man, let's do it for these people.
Let's do it for these people. We
These
doing
are
it, bro.
real people that died for us.
Yeah,
Stood up
you.
and fought for us.
I always love your flyers and quotes, man. I love that. With Malcolm X on there, you did it.
Hey man, look. I hear them with that.
Talking about Mickey finna.
Hey man, look.
Mickey glasses flogging up. We need to go and get him some food in the system.
Non-having support people want to wake up and go to the polls, write-in candidate to ever want the city of Flint. And I'm dangerous. I'm a bad man. Because if you rewind my speeches, I said some serious stuff. That's real talk. And that's what I don't like about this third ward race. Because those two guys got away with campaigning off of pointing a finger at each other. And by not allowing me to be a part of those forums, my ideals were not allowed to become a part of their agendas. They didn't have to talk about zero balance in the water account. They ain't had to talk about tenants to home ownership because they got away with pointing the finger at each other.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
We do, man. Listen, we want to get back into the fight. So even back in tomorrow, we be back in the ring again.
Man, you already know I'm playing super chess. Like I told my cousin Brian Nolan, because we talking about doing the Stop the Violence program concert. We're bringing all Flint artists in with positive music. And I told him about this early in my campaign before the signatures were turned in. Well, now that the campaign is over with, now it's time to implement that, cuz. He was like, no, man, I got a long memory. I'm not your average.
Bitch, man, I got an empty stomach. Listen, I'm about to fall out, bro. Can y'all make sure the place get down too?
All right, who fixing their place? Cause I ain't delivering for the second night for free.
Man, listen, Sister Clark. No, we gonna give you a tip. We got you a tip. But if you can,
I gave you $5 last night.
Brother Roberts gave you a whole crispy pie last night.
Man, hey, how was them tacos?
They was good.
Hey, they was good. They was good, bro.
Hey,
they was good.
That's a Monday thing, though.
Tell the queen we said we appreciate it.
So long as y'all giving us shout outs, I'm bringing y'all tacos down there every Monday.
Oh, you got it. You got it.
All right, we're gonna work that together.
Okay. I think Sister Claudia.
Now, I was serious when I said that. Now, no joking aside.
Yeah.
Y'all know I love y'all.
Light on the grease. Mickey said light on the grease.
Light on the grease.
Light on the grease.
Hey, hold on. Somebody want to hear y'all talk about y'all place. Hold on. She can hear y'all. What? Did they gotta tell you something?
Huey Newton, man. Got that Huey
That's
Newton.
Claudia. Tell her what y'all want.
Everything, mama. Everything. Make it heavy.
All right.
And then the cake.
All right, we
the
signing out because I got to finish.
Rich, hold on. You got the sweet potato? Mama, actually, you got the banana pudding.
No, I don't see no banana pudding. If it was, I was finna do that like I did the trick, my grandma trick or treat candy. I used to come to the house and be the first one, and I'll turn off the porch light. Then we was respectable. We didn't go over the houses that the lights was out on. So my
Rich, you a
grandma be
bad
like,
man.
the next day she be like, why don't nobody never come over my house and get no candy? I said, I don't know,
Be good in
grandma,
the
but
third
thank
ward
you.
with this
Hey,
though.
look.
Man,
Sit about
Hey,
there
hey,
all day.
it got so bad that I used to take her grocery shopping and tell her what candy bars I
that'll be
wanted.
entertaining.
Hey,
That is
listen,
that is entertaining.
Rich.
Hey, look, they're leaving. They feel that their needs been met.
Rich, what sweets is over there?
Huh?
What sweets is over there? What she
Man, they
got?
got they got a whole thing. Let me show y'all. I'm gonna bring us a case of these.
Please
Y'all
do.
see them?
Let me see. Is some oodles?
Strawberry shortcake,
Strawberry
cupcake.
shortcake. Oh man, bring the strawberry shortcake, bro.
Yeah, we gonna bring a whole one of them.
Okay, and bring some water.
Hey, look at that. We got a real water warrior in the house.
Who is that?
Who is that? Oh, hey now.
Who is that? What's going on,
Hey,
baby? What's up,
that's
baby?
family right there.
Come on now. Come on
All
now.
right now.
Hey, I got a question to ask her. Whose
Yeah.
money?
Our money.
Whose
Come
money?
on.
Our money.
Come
Whose
on now.
money?
Hey,
Our money.
Y'all
Say it
hear that?
again. Come on now.
Hey, sis.
Hey,
We finna go put that on a t-shirt. That's gonna fund some of these ventures that me and you got. Yeah.
hey, Mama Claire,
Yeah,
I
we
wish I
just,
was
man,
over there with that spirit,
told
y'all.
y'all
Y'all
I'm
got all
playing
that
chess.
juice over there.
Right.
I'm playing chess, man. I'm moving pieces. And I know what pieces to move and what pieces not to deal with.
Hey,
Hey, we should have done the show remotely from there.
yeah, that's where everybody at. That's where everybody at down there, man. I love it. Man, I love it.
But I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking at them. I'm looking at them results. I'm looking at the figures that they got turned in. And I'm depending on Burson and all these places. It don't look good for me.
Yeah, man. Hey,
One
man,
had 100 people to vote and another one had 71. I ain't gonna get all 171 of them votes, so it ain't looking too good for me.
it's all good, man. You fought a good fight.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
need
tell you
all
that all day.
171. It's them 25 and 50 people with a deal they're supposed to do. That's 75 to the good. I might have been in the house,
Huh?
but that's all right. I still love them.
No, we definitely you did a good
And I'm
job out
still
there, bro.
inviting them to my meeting. Well, I'm gonna let y'all enjoy yourselves so I can finish eating before y'all place get done. I see Claudia back there with aluminum foil.
All right, come on. Can you make sure she got like 5 of them and then the sweets too? The strawberry shortcake, banana
Man,
pudding,
I just
whatever.
told y'all I'm bringing a whole case of them because y'all made me. Y'all told me y'all was gonna get me. And see, my big sister just took one of mine. I love my sister.
And
She know I ain't need it anyway.
man, we love y'all, man, and
All right.
we there in spirit with y'all, so we gonna hold it down on the back end.
Man, this look like one of them orders when you be in a fast food line, and then you be like, oh yeah, I see why it took so long. Man, that's how bad she packed Paul and y'all bag up.
Hey, Rich, was anybody else talking about that tenant to home ownership?
Nope. They didn't have to. I told you they got to talk. They got to talk about where they was getting their money from and who sold drugs and
You know, that's something
just a bunch of nothing.
we need to be serious about that element to roll that in
And
our
man,
engagement
listen,
plan because
man,
that
listen,
tenant to home
they got
ownership
away with talking.
could
They
be
got away
another
with
good
giving
thing that the
Jefferson
council could focus on.
$5,000 in wood and nails instead of talking about my plan for $2 million to rebuild Jefferson and bring some program for our youth and stuff.
Yeah,
And we
man.
still fighting for that. That's why I did my Flint Speaks. And all I've been doing is talking to them people that didn't go vote today, included. People look me dead in my face, yeah. But next year I got a plan for them. They voting. Go on, vote for your couch. You done already showed me that you can't walk up the street and do it. So just go ahead and just go ahead and vote early from your couch.
On both from your couch.
Yeah, because you done show me that you can't go up the street and vote. You done showed me too many years that you are incapable of going up the street and
We
voting.
got new numbers in on everybody. What's it?
I'm just talking the truth. We got 90. Listen, y'all don't know this. We
I'm
had
gonna wait
more
till I'm
people
gonna
vote in
finish.
the primaries than the general. We just set another historic record backwards.
Why you say that?
Look who your candidates was. They wouldn't let me get no media. I would have wrong at least 500.
You should post them on here in the chat.
Anybody got some tissue? And I know y'all. I hope everybody got enough napkins because I'm gonna you have to use all of them to catch these tears. Well, y'all plays about done, man. I'll be there in about 15 minutes. Hey, what y'all gonna do about the cake?
Yeah, just bring the whole cake with you. You said just a strawberry shortcake. Is there any other cake?
The one. Do you know how many people was in this room when you asking me to commit suicide?
Man, you know what? I just take what you can get.
You just
right,
asked me to commit suicide. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you an example of how close I am to dying. I'm just gonna walk over and pick up the cake and take one step towards the door.
If you take that hat off, you might can escape.
Who the cake for? You alive?
Yeah, man. Well, let me go. You got them ready, big sis.
She got it ready.
Well, you
Looking
still
just like
fixing the
Willie
song?
J.
Oh, Claudia, you done?
Like Allie is-
And she cut my cake.
Yeah.
All right, Duane. Me and Big
421
Sis about to fight. I
317
can't
and
beat her up on
44.
camera.
Allie got 421 and Monica got
Okay.
317.
We'll see you in a minute.
317.
Okay. See you soon.
Yep.
All right, man. Peace out, baby. I love y'all. I'll see y'all after she cut y'all cake. That means I get to keep the strawberry swirl to myself, right?
Yeah, no, you all in. It's hey, we gonna see you shortly.
Man, I so hope she be this generous when she was sending me a plate.
Who?
Hey, I be getting tired of calling. I thought you said you was gonna send me a plate. She said I did. I'll be like, that's what you call a plate?
Let's see if we can get a line on Jerry Winfrey Carter.
Hey, y'all, what's the result with the Fifth Ward right now?
The Queen about to give them to you right now.
Oh yeah, the meat.
Dewan.
Yes, sir.
What's the verdict in the Fifth
Jerry,
Ward right now?
still winning.
Okay, she about to read off the number right now.
I don't think he can hear me.
I can hear you.
Yeah, 155 Jerry, Joseph 120.
What's the percentage of the vote count?
Oh. What did he say? I couldn't hear it.
The percentage of the vote.
Oh, it's right there. 56 and 44.
So it's basically they still counting the votes on there. That's still the election pick. That's still the election.
Okay,
night.
so they just put numbers up this time. Okay.
Yeah.
The good old days gone, man. It was the days where they'll tell you the percentage and the piece fees that was left to count and all that stuff. But I'm quite sure they get ready to count Burson in that third ward.
Look at them Burton numbers, man. Look at them Burton numbers and them Grand Blake numbers. That's crazy. Look how many people for city council. Look at them numbers.
I had so many people in Burton though.
Contested, bro. You know, like Grand Blanc City Council numbers. I mean, with us 100. In one ward.
How many for Burton City Council members? Yeah, we got it in wards, but
you don't know how long that ring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we just All right, brother Rich, make sure them plays get here safe and sound, baby. They asking about what's going on in Ward 2. So
Liddell Lewis is at 248 and Audrey is at 189.
So Liddell Lewis is at 248 and Sister Audrey is at 189.
That third ward.
No, that was just
ward.
second.
Say that again. Second ward was what?
Lewis was 248.
248.
Audrey is 189.
I'm gonna give a first ward update.
First ward is 222.
222. For Mays.
Third ward, Mick, you got anything on your sister? You got anything on third?
In 100 still.
Yep. Still the same.
Yep.
What was the so you got first ward 222 for Mays, and what was the other one? Rich be having a good time out there.
Fourth ward.
Fourth ward is Judy at 145 and Kate at 106.
I can live with that. I can be okay with that. Big shout out to you, Judy.
Fifth ward, I got 155, 120. That's still the same.
Yep.
Big shout out to you, Jerry.
And sixth ward is Tanya at 234 and Claudia at 207.
Come on with it, Miss Claudia. Come on with it.
Seventh ward, new count is 421.
Yep. And 317.
Say it a little louder so they can.
Eighth ward.
Eighth ward is Dennis at 142 and Griggs at 116.
Ninth ward, 115, 120.
Ain't even on here, don't it?
Come on through, Dennis. Look at Dennis out here putting up some numbers. Hey, he surprised me with that Malcolm X quote.
That wasn't that awesome.
I said, man, okay, I said you ain't do no studying before you came on the show. Was it in you? He said, yeah, he learned that a while ago. Yeah. I said, okay.
You didn't know who John Brown was.
Yeah, that was a problem. I said, man, listen, you should know John. Dennis, you should know John Brown. At least research John Brown. He still on? Who, Rich? Rich is definitely talking it up. Rich needed don't hold the plate up though. Let the brother go with the plate. He's showing everybody the plates.
No.
Oh.
Saying, like showing up like he lied. He don't understand. He ain't lied. I'm watching Claudia fix the plate, man. She fixed the
Dewan called Rich and tell him come on.
Yeah, man. What did you do, Rich, man? Man, let have. Man, Cole need to bring them plates. I don't. Rich gonna.
Rich showing all 63 of his teeth, man. Rich ain't doing no before his teeth right now, man. So Rich doing all his teeth right now. You have to watch Rich eating everything.
All right, so can we type the numbers in here? Because they we want to update. So I try to give Mays it's 222. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in the updated numbers from the Flint City Council race. So we'll be able to put that in the chat. You'll be able to view them shortly. So we'll go ward by ward. I'm about to call Dennis. What's up, Dennis? Hey, what's up, Rich? Hey, y'all, you on the way now? Did you leave the building? You leaving the building now?
I'm getting ready to walk to the car now. She putting the final touches on y'all plate.
Okay, good deal, man. Okay, appreciate it. Okay. We are posting numbers.
Yes.
Mays is uncontested. There is a write-in candidate with tenacious Tanya Rising. She is the third. She is the first ward write-in candidate. So that is the contender. Demand a recount. Brenda said demand a recount. We definitely need to do our due diligence and seeing those numbers and making sure they all add up. Thank you about that. So to our audience, what are some of your feedback as it relates to these numbers that's coming in? What do you feel? What do you see? What do you know? These are 4-year terms.
Mm-hmm.
So these council seats are 4-year terms.
Yep. Yes, they are.
I like what you just said. It's in my opinion, they should have Maurice Davis because he kept the people informed, but the stakeholders was against the people knowing the misdeeds that are happening against the citizens and the misappropriation of funds to the elite district. So they condemned him for who he had the right to vote for, politicians, and puppet masters, simply deplorable.
He was dropping some jewels in there. I seen him.
Yeah.
What day was last week's show on?
What was it? Was it 20? 20, 25th. 25th. You probably ain't gonna get the full what's the name until the morning. They have all this council.
Yeah,
Who's the other person?
that's how it's normally.
Mm.
We normally get the numbers. You know, you get the full number count in the morning, but right now you can kind of at least you can see like guide it. You see exactly what those numbers are and where you may be looking and kind of project. What else we got? Let's call in Winters. Where Winters at?
No, I talked to her. That's what I walked out for.
Mhm.
She said, shit, I'm gonna try to set that up. She said it was late, and she was already in her pajamas and stuff. So she was. I told her my bad for hitting her just at that time. You know, 8 something.
It's
She
late.
said her and 8 4. I told her I sent them link.
See?
I did tell her Thursday, but I don't know what's tomorrow. Wednesday.
Hey, what's going on, brother Dennis? You all right?
Patiently waiting, man. Patiently waiting.
Hey, I know that's right. Hey, listen, we in the studio live, man. We're gonna bring you in on the show, kind of give us an update. Okay, we about to send you this link, and you just jump on through that way. Okay, so accept this friend request, and then we'll send you the link. Okay. All right.
Dennis Piper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this one it?
Mm-hmm. Say it again.
With 64 friends?
To the right one, man.
What was the count in the ninth ward?
That was the only thing that was reported actually in the ninth ward.
You said was it?
Yeah, it was. I just put it on there.
So what is what was those numbers?
So let me go back to it. Ninth ward. It ain't on ABC. It's not even reporting it because she didn't come in, and it's only one person. They consider. So let me look at the other one. Yeah, Facebook went off. Look at your
Dang. I'm a little skeptical about that 7th ward now. I think that's not good. But Judy came out strong. Judy stay strong. We gonna be all right. Let's see if we can get Judy on there. Is it a can you what say can you send it over? What is it? What do you gotta do?
I just sent my friend request on LinkedIn. I did send my friend request.
Oh, here you go, right here. He said he didn't get the link yet.
Well, you got an email?
You want me to get an email?
Yeah, I mean, all they do is set my friend request.
It's a friend request or email?
Yeah.
Let me get the email then. See if we got an email. Okay, we about to bring in our next guest. We're getting the configurations going right now and tapping into the 8th ward. Yeah, we did strong. We did strong today. This is Okay. The is DA DAFIBE 4. No, number 4 at Gmail. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, Dennis is on the way. Judy tapping in. What's up, Judy? I see you, Judy. Listen, we proud of the numbers right now. I got to tell you, listen, Kate was been terrible for the fourth, right? But I'm excited to see these numbers and it's promising. So, we're gonna definitely take it down. So we're gonna tap in with you. I'm about to send you this message right now. Okay, Dennis, we just sent that over to you. You should be seeing the link and following it soon, and we'll get you all joined in. Brother Roberts.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Dial it in.
Where's
Yo,
what's up, brother? What's up, Brother Roberts? Brother, Miss Sharon, can you call out there for Brother Roberts? Hey, what's going on, Brother Dennis?
what's up, Doron?
Hey, you got the juice, man. How you feel, baby? How you feel?
You know, I got a calm about me. I'm at peace. I'm at peace.
Man, you
You,
cooling the other side of the pillow right now, man.
you
What's
know,
going
um, I think where the results lay now.
Yeah.
I know the precincts those are out of,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I lost those precincts in the primary, so I'm feeling good about that.
Okay. Okay.
So,
That's
and
promising.
then the precincts that haven't reported yet, I was at all day, and I effing killed it there today.
Evan killed it,
So
man. Come
I'm
on, dog.
I'm expecting knock on wood. There's Brother Roberts.
Come on.
Knock on wood. I'm
Shout
expecting
out.
an early November 2nd Christmas.
Man, come on, man. That's the spirit right there. I'm definitely pulling for you. I know the whole gang is pulling for you, and we looking to see some phenomenal things in the eighth ward this year, man. I'm telling you.
Brother Roberts, how are you, buddy?
Hey, my brother, how you doing, man? Good to see you, man. Proud of the showing that you haven't thus far, man. So we just keeping the spirit and the energy up here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just got word that the absentee ballots were delivered to the county. So I would say in the matter of I'm hoping in the matter of 10 minutes we should have all the final results.
Oh, great, great,
Okay.
great.
Yeah, yeah, man. I know. Griggs is pissing his pants right now, and he's trying to see how this is gonna play out. I know. I was talking with some of the friends out there in the ninth ward, in the eighth ward, and they were just kind of just saying that they were just over the politics, and they really want
Yep.
somebody that they can really connect with as real people. They don't want the politician, vibe anymore. They want
Yep.
somebody that's coming in there, understanding people's concerns and doing something about it.
Right, right.
Yep. I mean, I've got so much help from the community, and the two wards that or the two precincts that are still outstanding. I got so much help from Joyce McNeil and those two precincts that
Yep.
I love that woman.
I
Yeah.
love that woman too.
Good woman. She's definitely a good woman. We appreciate
Yeah.
you.
And those examples, when you mention that, my brother, is how, that we work together during and after. One thing that we're trying to stress to you guys is after tomorrow, it's about the work collectively that we got to get done.
Right.
And you guys, and we're really hoping that there will be an open dialogue where we can have cross communication and really get some things done and eliminate all the fussing, but really get some things done clearly with humility and really for the people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we need more humble servants than we do loudmouth bigots.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's campaigning is hard work, but that's the easy part compared to what the tasks that we have to do to move the city in the right direction. It's going to be uphill both ways,
Mm-hmm.
walking in snow barefoot for the
Mm-hmm.
next 5 years if we make it in, but it's going to be exciting.
And I'm telling you, man, I think this is a good time to be in Flint. I think everybody is in their right state of mind to say, like, we want to see something different. We're all going to roll up our sleeves and be a part of this progress. But then also, just really taking this to new heights. And so, even just based on the conversation that we had when you were here, we're really looking at how we can develop the community to be more proactive and creating those plans, that the community like to see, and then having you guys as elected officials carrying it out. So
Yep,
it's a tag team tandem that we look to build with this new group coming in.
absolutely. We got we need to move we need to move a lot of initiatives forward, and I first and foremost I think we need to come up with a plan because with the $94 million, I think that right now is um, there's a lot of residents. Even I spoke to at the polls today. They are beside themselves on why we haven't allocated any of those monies to try to help the residents,
Come on
and
now.
they're they're ready and willing to provide input,
Mhm.
and they're really excited for change. They've been
Mhm.
beat up for far too long, and
Mhm.
they're you said the right state of mind. I don't know if they're the right state of mind. They're just over the previous states of mind. So
Mhm.
you know
No, that's definitely one of the things that definitely over. Um, so when I mean right state of mind is, we over the same old garbage,
yep,
and we look to define and develop something new, right? We stepping in our newness, right? And it should be a whole feeling and a vibe that should come up out of this, and even excited and just optimistic about the outcome. So, that's the type of mindset we are in the community, at least, as this thing kind of carries this thing out. But it's
Okay, one thing,
very, very, very important for us to be in that mindset.
excuse me, Dewan, but Brother Dennis, have you given any thought to even those voters in our community that are the sister we was talking earlier about the brokenness, the hopelessness, the misery in our community. Let's say you get in office along with your other council board members. You mentioned earlier about everybody keep talking about this money, 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 as opposed to really concrete what to do with it. Now, do you think it might be a possibility that you guys would do like town halls, some type of way they could be, COVID responsible, but where you guys are like coming, off the high mountain and will be engaged in the community to hear the voices of the community say, what you guys are working to build a relationship, first of all, and then the needs of the community. Because some people talk about, their water bill being, using that money to get their water bill paid. Others are talking about really working towards getting, start working on getting garbage trucks that are owned by the city of Flint. People talking about education, home improvement. So I'm just wanting to put that out there to you. Maybe you think about it while you move to this next level. That a possibility of some type of town hall meetings where you guys are really not what they do like on that Monday thing where you got 2 seconds to talk, but something where people can come in, dressed down, and it be like a family conversation as opposed to
Interactive.
yeah interactives.
Interactive.
Something healthy and like we family.
yep.
So
Certainly, I
think
mean,
about
it really needs to be, engagement with everybody in a, a kitchen table conversation.
Yeah.
We can't
Right.
we can't be you know you get 2 minutes to speak and then
Right.
on to the next person and then on to the next person and then we get no results. We need to have open dialogue. We need to have serious, probably going to be difficult conversations. Um, so I'm all for that. I'm all for that. How big and how much engagement. I think we'll, as you look at the voter turnout today, engagement's low.
Very
Um,
low. Yes.
so it's going to be it's going to be the minority voters are going to be controlling the city again. So I minority meaning the 8% or whatever that's going to turn out of the 97. Actually, in my ward there's 9,700, and it's probably going to be about 8% turnout on that. But I think we do need to have that town hall where we can be open and honest and not put restraints on the conversation and just get input from anybody that wants to provide it, and then collectively come together and say, like I told you before, or Brother Roberts, we need to have a plan. So we need to come together and get a plan. And I think collectively, we have the minds in this city that are, superior to others. We have great leaders that can provide input and the input that we need, so that we can spend this money wisely.
Yeah. Great. Great.
I agree. And, sometimes it's very hard to be a representative of the community if you're not in that community. And the way that we gain that engagement, the way that we get what the citizens and your constituents actually want is by engaging them in this type of conversation that it hasn't really happened, at least in our community. And so when we get these conversations going, you'll be able to actually represent their true values, and it'll work out for everybody, at least in the long run. I would love to see something like that.
Yeah. In community, I mean, you mentioned community, and I think that's a word that's sometimes taken lightly.
So, Mr. Pfeiffer, do you know Robert's rules well?
Enough to be dangerous, I think. Obviously I'm not an Eric Mays expert the way that he knows them, but I think
Yeah,
I
he's
know
really,
enough to be dangerous.
Thank you, Brother Rick.
It is my purpose to make sure that I can train every single person on the new city council how to actually do Robert's rules so that we can have effective meetings that are not 10 hours long and that is not dominated by people. So I hope you're open to that.
I'm always open to learning. If you're not learning, you're dying. Yeah. The more I think knowledge is power, right? And the more you know, the better you are. You giving me money, Dewan? What you doing?
I'm trying to give Rich money.
Rich Jones.
Rich came with the food.
With the
Everybody
food.
He got the
Rich-
food. Yeah,
Rich has got the biggest. Rich has got the biggest cart on.
That's right. Mhm.
Hey, at that council meeting, why don't you order some tacos? We can bring them down. Y'all gonna be able to do it live, or is y'all still gonna be on that 1970?
Somebody gonna have. I can't hear you, so you gotta.
He said when you get on city council.
Let me tell you a problem that
Let me tell him what he
city
said.
council got.
He said when you on city council, be sure to order some tacos because Rich does tacos. So he said when
Well,
you're on
if-
city council, I want you to order some tacos for the
Well,
group.
if we go back to the same rules and we got 12-hour meetings, we're gonna have to order tacos twice.
I've been playing chess. Yeah, I've been playing chess. I'm ready for 2023.
10 minutes left.
I just want to say before you guys move on, and I don't know how much time you guys got, but I just
I'm home.
Go ahead, Rich. Go ahead,
getting having the conversation with you guys and getting the your guys' backs or getting your guys' support. I think that went a long ways. And whether I win or lose, from my family to yours, I appreciate it.
Oh man,
much
that was
respect,
solid, bro.
man. Yeah,
That was
much
solid.
respect.
No, you won the respect from us, man. When you quoted Malcolm X, man, I
Real
think
talk.
it takes somebody to know somebody to understand somebody, and that showed the initiative that you look beyond even what's going on in your network or what have you to understand and continuous learn. I think that's big. That shows you on the right mindset you're in.
Yeah, I mean it's. I think more and more our city needs to look beyond color and matter of I can't even tell. Are you black, Dwan? I don't even know.
So
Man,
listen, hold on.
I'm bronze. I'm bronze.
You cannot. Let's talk about that real like 2 seconds. 2 second, Mr. Pfeiffer, Mr. Pfeiffer. You know, don't say that again. You should not actually say you don't see color, because if you say you don't see color, that means you don't see me for who I really am. That means you don't see me for my struggles. That means you don't understand my pain. That means you want to look beyond that, and you cannot represent a community that has color and those issues of color if you don't see it.
Fair enough.
So,
Fair enough. I wasn't getting into it that deep, but fair enough.
I
That's
know.
fair enough.
I'm just, it's a lesson, baby. It's just a lesson.
These some strong sisters, Dennis. You got to come with
Uh,
it.
Look, you did not warn me, Dwan, at all.
I just sometimes you gotta let it fly.
Yeah,
These are all learning lessons, man. Trust me, man. We learning and building with each other.
right. It's part of that whole conversation of
Mhm.
we had last time about holding accountable.
Right. Yes, sir. Yep.
She just pulled me to the carpet. I'm cool with that.
See,
Hey, and I love it.
see, this is all respect. This is all love there.
And then that's the whole process again about how culturally we respect one another, because when I tell you my name, then I expect for you to call me by my name. And I think the same thing across culturally, those things we have to do. It's so important that our white brothers and sisters really lean into, listening to us and not us, attacking one another. And I think that's the foundation for a healthier community, and really some amazing work that can be done where we're not pitted against each other, because
Hmm.
that is the trick of the devil. That's the trick of the enemy. We all are definitely going to die. I always like to say that, but we can choose how to live. And we really can choose to live in a fantastic way, because, man, when you walk outside and you see, especially now, the beauty of this fall colors and the different hues on these trees and just the air and ingesting that into your nostrils and how it goes into your lungs. And it just feel the energy of your body as you vibrating, walking or riding down the streets. Is that mindset that we must have and hold as we move into this next phase of our community, and really doing some hard work to bring some people together. So we definitely looking at you, Brother D, and we're going to do all we can to lift you up along with the road ahead, and the other council members also. We're going to do all we can to be proactive and not just sit back and complain, but we are definitely working on, like you said, a plan. Have the plan vetted, have it filtered, have it factually based, practical, and because you have a background in numbers, we definitely going to be able to do some line items to really have some concrete information behind anything we write down in paper. So
Yep.
again, thank you, man. And and even though I just met you, I feel you're a good spirit, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to really, really working with you down the road, brother.
Yeah, I'm excited to work with you guys as well. I think that from we may have different upbringings, but I think we all have the same goal in mind when it comes to the final result or the next stage of the city, and I think collectively we can work together and try to achieve that goal.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's awesome, man. See, I think if the city took this approach all through in different wards and different communities, we'd be all right as a nation. And then ultimately, that's where we want to be, man. We all want to progress. We all want to be successful. We all want to be in position. We all want to get the resources we need so we can continue to have generational wealth and build up our youth. That's important. But like I said, that constitute on us all working together. So, man,
Yep.
keep doing a good thing. Keep doing the work.
Will do.
All right then. Love you, man. Take care.
All right, bud.
Okay.
Thanks,
All
guys.
right. Peace and
We out.
blessings.
Wakanda out.
Okay, we're gonna shut this. We're gonna shut this
Mhm.
broadcast down.
Mhm.
We had a good show. We will be following up with those numbers. We'll make sure that we'll continue to keep posting the numbers as the updates come in and share them with the guests. And just hopefully, man, we have a phenomenal turnout.
That's right.
By the
That's
morning
right.
time.
That's right. Yes. And again, thank you, community. Always be working to engage our community, to lift each other up, and to educate, motivate, and excite and spark the mind. We thank you for this beautiful sister, and then our audience. But just met this young lady, and
I had to ask her about the program if she'd be interested in doing intake.
Oh, most definitely.
We do a program on Wednesdays
Yeah.
at the schools.
Okay.
And so what we do is it's an intake process that we have to talk with.
But we don't tell her on air.
Oh yeah.
Right.
My bad. We still on
Wakanda
air.
out.
Wakanda
Wakanda
out.
out.
Hold on, Mickey didn't.
Go on to the next page.
Right.